It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Here we go. Listen, first things first. I got to admit it. Your Eagles look pretty good Friday night.
Yeah.
They look pretty good. Slow start.
I'm going to be honest with you, Whitey, because I'm objective. And that's how I'm going to start off this Monday as an objective football fan.
Nobody likes that.
I give us a C+ for that effort on Friday. Yeah, Hurts, his decision-making was off as far as I was concerned. Defense, too many open receivers down the field. You know, Green Bay should have won that game. A lot of drops from Jordan Love's receivers. And so that was a C+ effort, I thought, from the Eagles.
Well, that's pretty good, right? You open the season not playing your best, and you dominated what's supposed to be a pretty good team.
Did we dominate? I don't know about that, man.
In some ways.
I thought our offense looked good. Saquon looked like the real deal, doesn't he? Saquon Barkley is a game changer out there. That you throw in the weapons at the wideouts and tight end position. Really, it's going to hang on Jalen Hurts' head. His decision, he got to be better. You know, the first interception he threw, then how about the last interception he threw, going right, throwing back across his body? Like, what are you doing, dude? You know, but we got the win. That's all that matters right now.
What did yesterday, if anything, tell us about the NFC West, in your opinion? Arizona had a big lead, gacked it. Rams lose last night. Seattle, with they were sloppy, but they beat Denver.
I think the NFC West is probably going to be a little better than I thought, to be honest with you. I think Arizona is going to be a little bit better. I was actually impressed by the Rams. Going on the road, week one, had a chance to win that game. I thought, you know, the Rams looked pretty good yesterday. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, Seattle, I'm still not 100% sold on Seattle. Nice win for them, but I'm not sold on them.
You know that interception in the end zone that Stafford threw? I was watching some on Twitter today. Maybe you saw it. I don't think they talked about it at the time. But, you know, you've got the blue end zone, and you got the blue wall, and the Lions were wearing blue.
So maybe he didn't see the defender?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that could have been an excuse, but you still play the games. And did Stafford say that afterwards, though?
Not that I'm aware.
He didn't. Yeah, I can't make an excuse.
I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong.
But I could see
design, but
how, maybe that could cause a problem. Yeah. But I thought, you know, for the most part, the Rams played pretty good in that game. You know, had a lead in that game. Mm-hmm. You know, they just fell apart in the end in overtime. Unable to. Lost Puka. That was huge.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop the run late in the game. I'm like, just get a stop here. Montgomery kept gashing them out there on that final possession. And
that was almost comical, huh?
Yeah.
Because, like, we're just going to run the ball every play.
Right.
You can't stop.
You don't have to do nothing else. Yeah. Exactly.
Why did you wait till overtime to do that?
That's, you know, somebody said that on social media. Like, they forgot about David Montgomery. It's like, dude, he's one of the best backs in the league. Hand the ball. He did wind up with 17 carries, but a lot of them, you know, 5 or 6, 7 came on that last possession.
Yeah. The Rams look pretty good. And Arizona, you know, they were up 17-3 on Buffalo.
Yeah.
They had that game in hand.
In Buffalo at that. That's the thing. And, you know, I'm not a Kyler Murray guy. You know, I think, you know, all the distractions from a couple of years ago, but he was solid. He was solid. And if it wasn't for Josh Allen's heroics, they might have stole that win. And I look at them and I look at their team. I'm looking at some of the stats right now. They got a couple weapons. I love James Conner at running back, even though he didn't have a monster game. He's legit. I think they'll be a tough out. It was not an easy win.
You remember when Kyler Murray before he was drafted, what did everyone say? He's not tall enough, right? Yeah. Well, it's been an issue with him. His numbers, I don't know about yesterday, but over the middle, they're not great because he has a hard time.
He got to get out.
But it's like people just forgot that, you know, he's not very tall.
Right.
And it is a problem for him.
Well, but here's the thing, though. It seemed like when Kyler Murray came into the league, there was like a run of like smaller quarterbacks.
Right.
Remember back in the day, you had to be 6'2", statuesque, you know, really big. And then all of a sudden,
you run the spread. And
now then all of a sudden it was like, oh, the smaller quarterbacks are in. But no, you're right. He is tiny.
Very skilled. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but they're a big question mark. So tonight, the 49ers start to answer some of the questions against Jets, Jets.
I'm actually fired up for this game, Whitey. Yeah, and here's why. Because I think it's going to be a great football game. I think you got two good teams going at it. I think, the Aaron Rodgers factor coming back home basically is huge. Haven't seen him in a year. This Jets defense is legit as well. And so I'm interested to see how the Niners offense matches up with this Jets defense, because I'm watching ESPN and they're breaking it down and, breaking down the positions.
Was Greeny on when you were watching? Because
he's on every eye.
Huge Jets fan.
No, I didn't watch him. Usually I miss his show, that early show, but it was like Sports Center or something like that. And they were talking about this matchup. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think the line is 4. I know we'll pick our game later, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Sounds like you're leaning Jets.
I didn't say that, though.
I said it sounds like you're leaning Jets.
I have not fully made my pick yet. Actually, I have, but I could change it here over the next hour or two.
According to my numbers, which are unofficial, Jay dominated yesterday, and you and I tied, and we're trying to get a win tonight, both you and I, to get back to 500.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't.
My numbers are not official.
Will Jay tell us, or will we go over the numbers?
It's Friday, man. I'm not giving you.
Yeah. No, I need to know what remember. It's what we need going into today.
Yeah.
This might be my lock of the week.
Jay
ain't your lock of the week.
Dominated us. Jay destroyed us.
Ain't no catching up anyway.
I don't believe that. That's hard to believe.
But you and I, he had.
I thought we were pretty good.
9 right. You and I right now are looking at 6 and 7 with a push.
I'll say you guys are looking for almost 500. I do have the numbers.
Really?
We'll do it at the 4 o'clock hour.
What? I can't believe that.
So that means it could come down between you and I to tonight's game. That's why I'm interested to hear if you're going to pick the Jets.
Well,
because I'm probably not.
I might, just to be against you. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why we waited until today to get the picks for Monday night.
Let me ask you guys this, though, because
ask him. Don't ask
me.
We're
developing the rules here, Jay. Yeah. Is this a season-long stat that we're keeping also?
Of course.
Or
season 2, week by week, with the punishment being something, which this week we decided of getting a weird word or a word that we choose into the
loser
next
has
interview.
To work it into the interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Drapes, if we tie, there's
nothing you can do. Yeah, you just move on to week 2.
Okay. And Jay just gets bragging rights, basically.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, earned them. It's going to be the normal.
9 wins on week 1 is like, I don't know.
And then we will also, of course, keep for the year as well.
Okay. All right. That's good to know, because I need to factor in who I'm going to pick today.
Also, Jay and I, we both had locks. And
who was your lock?
You know what mine was? Mine was, of course,
the Bengals.
The mighty Bengals.
Oh, yeah. How about my boy Gerard Mayo drawing up a defense to shut down Joe Burrow?
Shots out.
Yeah, shouts out to Gerard Mayo. First ever head coaching experience, first game, and he had them boys ready to play. He had that defense ready to play. It wasn't like the Patriots offense was that great. Ramondre Stevenson was, but offensively, with the passing game, it wasn't that great. But their defense, Bengals got some problems, don't they?
They do, and I would suggest that it might have been the first opening day trap game in history, because they got Kansas City next.
Coming up, so they might have been looking
and they
ahead.
looked like they were,
right.
We don't have to worry about these guys.
Yeah, I mean, what were they, 7.5 point favorites? I think it was, and
they were 8 on my board.
8 on your board? Yeah. I didn't expect the Patriots. Here's the thing. Their offense wasn't great. Jacoby Brissett only threw for 121 yards. They only scored 16 points, fellas. But I didn't expect the Bengals offense to be that bad. They had no run game at all. Joe Burrow was okay, 21 of 29, but he got sacked 3 times, an 86 QB rating. That offense was suspect.
Yep. Offense had a rough day around the league yesterday. This is from Steve Palazzolo. That's Steve Palazzolo. Pardon me, Steve Palazzolo. All right. This is from 2019 through yesterday. Week 1 passing touchdowns in the NFL. And we don't know yet where we're going to end up this year. But 2019, week 1, passing touchdowns, 61. Next year, 52. Next year, 61. Then there were 51. Last year, 37. This year, we're sitting on 33.
That's it?
Yes. And some of the first-year coaches yesterday, or coaches with new teams, their offenses were terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you look around the league, like you were saying. a lot of games won in the teens, if you will, or the low 20s. Steelers getting
nice
the
win
win
for
over
the
the
Bears,
Falcons.
but their offense was horrible.
Bears, oh my gosh, my boy Caleb Williams. I mean, I don't know how they scored 24 points. Caleb Williams, 14 of 29. So
Simone Biles'
50%.
husband saved him.
Oh yeah, he did, right?
Jonathan Owens.
Look at you, yeah. 93 yards passing on 14 completions for Caleb Williams. Then your offense, your running game, DeAndre Swift, 10 carries for 30 yards. Ridiculous.
By the way, you mentioned the Steelers win.
Yeah.
The only one who picked the Steelers.
You see it?
You picked the Steelers?
I took the Steelers.
Get out of here, man. What did you see in the Steelers?
Their defense is always going to be good, man. One thing about the Steelers, and we know about Mike Tomlin, he's always going to have a 500 ball club. I'm going to be flip-flopping on the Steelers every week.
Yep.
But we also know the NFC North is going to probably be one of the best divisions. I'm not a Joe Burrow guy. I think he's overrated.
Okay.
I think his offensive line is terrible. He's too stagnant, can't move. I think the injury at the legs has already slowed him down. And I think he got away with a lot because he had a lot of talent. No, Jamar Chase was there yesterday. But and of course, that's a whole different game, different situation. But I just think the Steelers are going to be one of those teams you hate to play every single week.
How many of the things you just said about Burrow also apply to Kirk Cousins yesterday?
I've been saying that too.
Kirk Cousins. Let's be honest, Jay. That's why you went against Atlanta, because of the Kirk Cousins factor, right? Yeah. Right. 10 points.
Jay does not let his feelings enter into his picks.
Yeah, right.
Case in point. No, he's the only one of the three of us who picked Dallas yesterday. Can you believe that?
That was my upset pick of the week.
Yeah.
They were getting 2.5. I was like, what? Against the Browns? Man, stop it.
Yeah. I didn't. I mean, we knew Deshaun Watson was bad. I didn't know he was that bad.
Drapes?
Yeah, no Nick Chubb. Dak got paid right before the game, too, so he was feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you demolished us this week, Jay. I feel bad. I should have went Dallas.
Well, you gotta concern yourself with the pick ahead of you.
I mean, I might go Jets, though. I might.
I know you're going to go Jets. We all know you're going Jets.
You're trying to suck
4.5. What is it at 4.5 right now?
4.5 right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was it before? 4?
I thought it was 4.
I thought it went down to 3.5 with the McCaffrey news.
ESPN got 4.5.
We're doing. Aren't we doing BetMGM?
Yeah. Let me look that up. What is it? What's the BetMGM?
I don't know.
Come on, Whitey, you're supposed to be on top of this, big fella.
You're concerned about the Christian McCaffrey news?
Questionable.
Nah,
not at all. I'm more concerned about the nature of the injury, not necessarily how they designate him.
You heard the latest from Schefter.
What'd he say?
He's been dealing with this injury since late last year.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons he sat out the Rams game. It wasn't just wear and tear. According to sources, Adam Schefter says he's had this calf Achilles thing since late last season.
See, I see what you're trying to do, though. You're trying to get me all in on the Jets.
Sway you there. Be careful.
I
see what you're trying to do.
Escorting you down the road to victory.
So BetMGM has it a 4-point Niners favorite.
All right.
And you get 3 for home. Is that still the case? Is that still true? That used to be the narrative. So really, this is almost a pick'em game. Almost a pick'em game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll let you know. Let me marinate on it. Let me marinate for a little bit.
It's written in. It's your destiny.
You gotta see. I have
your destiny.
I have to separate my mind from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let my hatred of the Niners impact these picks that we have right here. And so I got to be very, I got to think about it.
Yeah. When we come right back, we'll tell you about how close Brandon Aiyuk came to becoming a Steeler next on Sactown Sports.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb. Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
It's the home opener for Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Nichols. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
When I want to stretch out after a long day, my sofa needs to be comfortable, but it also needs to look attractive and inviting when guests come to visit. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. We spend so much time on our living room sofas that we forget they're a focal point and a hint to our decorating tastes. Right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings sofa sale, you can save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered flex steel furniture. Whether you're interested in a new sofa, sectional, or recliner, you can choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics. Nobody has more styles and choices than Naturewood Home Furnishings. And when it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop Naturewood for the look you love at a price you'll love even more. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable sofa sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Which surprised you more yesterday, Drapes? Jay, dear listener, the fact that the Patriots beat the Bengals or the fact that the NFL announced Super Bowl halftime? Kendrick Lamar.
Be time for a bathroom break. What are you going to play? Not Like Us 50 times? Ooh. I was so out on this, so against this. Yeah, it's
West up, Drapes.
Nah, man, you down there in New Orleans. My boy Lil Wayne sitting there. You know what I mean? My guy Master P sitting there. Juvenile sitting there. You go with Kendrick Lamar, the flavor of the month? Come on, man.
It's the ultimate exclamation point to his
massive
victory
right now.
over your guy.
It shows you what somebody will do to sell out for, a paycheck or sell out, to the corporate man. That's not who Kendrick Lamar is.
You saying K-Dot is a corporate man?
Hey, dog, I'm just saying.
Taylor Swift?
Roger Goodell and them, he's going to be performing at the Super Bowl. It's like, really?
So everybody that's performed at the Super Bowl is sold out and is a corporate man. You calling Snoop the corporate man?
I'm just saying,
He's
man.
performed at the Super Bowl,
50
right?
Cent? Yeah, he was. He did.
Yeah. Prince?
Usher? Michael Jackson?
If we go ahead this
Beyonce?
discussion,
They all.
Jay, let's have this discussion then, big fella.
Come on, man.
And I know Kendrick
Corporate
Lamar's
man.
catalog, but is his catalog great enough for mainstream America? How come, Drake has crossover hits, so he's mainstream?
Well, he never was rap. He never was hip hop. Straight from the jump, he was Degrassi.
Come on,
straight from the jump, he was Disney Channel. He was MICKEY.
That's what's impressive about it to me, Drapes, is that maybe there are a lot of people that would say no to your question. Is his catalog mainstream enough? But this is like, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Deal with it.
Mom and dad ain't watching. They not checking for the halftime show.
But what's wrong with that, Drapes? There's been plenty of halftime shows where I'm not checking for it either. I respect it though. I'm not looking for, Led Zeppelin to come out, and I can't remember if Led Zeppelin has done it, but I'm not looking for, that type of Foo Fighters and stuff like that. That's not my cup of tea, but I respect the fact that they're doing the halftime.
See, here's how I am, Jay, and we've talked about this off air before.
Sure.
Kendrick Lamar is the hot thing right now. He's the guy. He's the hot guy right now. When everybody is running towards the hot guy, I'm running the other way.
I get it.
Looking for somebody else, something different, something new, something fresh, something. And I feel like the NFL and Jay-Z and Roger Goodell are just trying to glop on to the hot guy right now. Mm-hmm. How come Kendrick Lamar wasn't on last year? 5 years ago, Lamar been putting it down for years, Jay.
Sure.
All of a sudden, he got a little poppy record that everybody likes. Come on,
like you said,
he's too mainstream. But you're a big Drake guy. What?
Can't be. Can't. Then coincide
because like Jay said, Drake's been this way since day one.
Yeah.
Kendrick ain't come out like this.
Right. Because he's dominating Drake's traditional territory.
He's had a hell of a year.
Other game.
I never thought I'd be on this show and Whitey is arguing for Kendrick Lamar.
Because he knows what's up. He's West Side. You
killing me, man. I'm just saying. You in New Orleans. Lil Wayne, arguably the greatest of all time.
But he ain't nobody checking for Wayne right now. What record Wayne done had in the last 5, 6, 7 years that people seen?
I'm a Lil Wayne guy.
I get it.
From day one.
I respect Wayne.
I still play Lil Wayne to this day, right
Shouts
here.
out.
You know
when Mickey Mouse is crip walking to a song, it ain't Lil Wayne.
That's exactly.
Exactly.
But this is my thing.
Kendrick fans can't be claiming this. Basically, you and Mickey Mouse like the same stuff. Come on, Jay. We didn't grow up like that, big fella. Come on now.
This is my thing about the boot. Everybody's up in arms that K-Dot Kendrick is being the halftime guy. But 2013, 14, what was the last one in New Orleans? It was Beyonce, right?
Yep.
No one was crying about Lil Wayne then, Juvie then, BG then, Master P then, Mystical then. Like, why all of a sudden?
Because Beyonce's a different level, big fella. That's different.
Man, that just shows you what Whitey's talking about.
And
K-Dot took the next step.
Has a wider appeal, I believe, in terms of her crossover ability.
Sure.
Like, you know.
Yeah, she's probably one of the top three artists
like,
in the world. Almost,
yeah.
But here's the way I see it. You guys follow it more closely than I do. But Kendrick Lamar, it's not him bending to the norm in order to be at the Super Bowl halftime. It's the Super Bowl halftime show having to bend to the impact he's having on culture. They're the ones having to adapt to him, not him selling out to adapt to this norm.
But here's
that's why I think it's so significant.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see with this performance.
See what he does.
We got to wait and see. But where's somebody from the Dirty South? Where's somebody from the East Coast?
They just had somebody from the Dirty South last year in Vegas. Nobody on the West Coast was crying that Usher was it.
No, 2 years ago, it was a West Coast thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Now we got another one? Come on, Jay.
Because he's running the game right now.
You know why?
This past year,
he
used
Drake's name to get to that point.
Here we go.
That's.
So where's Drake at right now?
He's counting his billions.
Man, he's dropping music on fake Instagram burner pages. Is he Kevin Durant or is he Drake? I'm trying to figure out. But I will say this. Of all due respect, you know, I'm a Juvie guy. I'm a BG guy, which was part of the Hot Boys. That was my guy, was BG. I do expect Kendrick to have some form of fashion.
He got to have.
He's going to have P come out. He's going to have Lil Boozy. Like, somebody's going to come out. But I do think what White is, and you made a great point, White, is Jay-Z, and a lot of people got some conspiracy theories on what the issue is and why the problem is and all that stuff. We have to be honest. Wayne is a legend, but he's not hot right now. Like, nobody's checking for Wayne right now.
Jay,
seriously,
I think Lil Wayne is such a legend that people always check for him.
Yes,
like he's always
mainstream though.
Jay-Z is a legend.
Mainstream.
People ain't checking for Jay, but he ain't put nothing out in years. But if he's performing, it's like, oh snap, Jay-Z's performing.
I agree with that. But I think what I'm saying is the NFL is trying to be they tackle what's hot, what's right now, what's the move, what's going hot. You know, he's the guy. Like you said, you have Drake's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse fandom. They're doing C-Walk off 1, 2, 3 songs. And so I just think the NFL saw that K-Dot is super hot right now.
He forced them to acknowledge that.
I tell you what, Kendrick better bring out MC8. Like, to me, why not?
Not mainstream.
That's MC. Jay.
Drapes, you're talking about, this is the thing. This is the most watched sporting event in the world. You can't have certain people come, as much as I would like it. I'm with you. And I hate that I'm even arguing this standpoint because I got to argue for K-Dot. But people in Morocco, they're not looking for MC8. I hate to say that. But Kendrick is right now, Kendrick could walk around the world and everybody would know who Kendrick Lamar is.
Now, mind you, fellas, it's September. The Super Bowl is October, November,
February,
December, January, 5 months away. If he's still playing Not Like Us 5 times out there, it's old and played out by then. It's old and played out by then.
Nah, wait a minute. So then all the Waynes are old and played out. You said he's historical, right? Jay-Z comes out, Foo Fighters come out, all these different people come out. They're not playing their latest record. People are playing. Elton John come out. He's not playing something that he just came out yesterday with this past weekend. He's playing something from 68, baby.
Kendrick Lamar is just being shoved down our throats. It's just like,
and Drake has it. Drake is
because that's who he is.
Drake
He's been that dude. Man. He's been that dude for more than a decade now. Jay.
I just love that Jay had Led Zeppelin in the Super Bowl.
They ain't been there. They ain't been there.
John,
yeah.
no.
Elton John ain't in the Super Bowl.
I don't
know. He did. He performed with
he
performed with somebody.
He did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, he did.
Brandon Aiyuk is going to be performing with the 49ers tonight. What do you think of the story? Jay Glazer had it yesterday that Brandon Aiyuk called off a trade to the Steelers in the 11th hour to stay with the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan told Aiyuk, according to the story, he had to make a decision by the end of practice on the day the deal got done. Supposedly, 49ers were on the phone with the Steelers. Brandon Aiyuk comes in. Shanahan says, hold on. We don't want to trade him yet. Brandon, this is a deal. You got to take it now by the end of practice or we're going to trade you. We're in the process of trading you. And Aiyuk says, no, I want to stay here. And so that's how they get the deal done. What do you think of that?
I think that's a GOAT move by Shanahan. I think that Shanahan recognizing the importance of Brandon Aiyuk, that Shanahan really deep down not wanting to trade Brandon Aiyuk.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had the courtesy, you know what, I'm going to go to him one more time. Brandon, this is really about to happen. Make a decision. You want to be here or not? And so I give Shanahan a lot of praise in that.
Yeah.
Because he could have just been like, hey, what happens will happen. But he fought for his guy, Aiyuk. He wanted him there. And that's what I read. And it also shows you Aiyuk really wanted to be there.
It also shows you, I agree with all that, also shows you Aiyuk knows he got the best deal. He knows he pushed them to the very edge.
Right.
I know this is the best deal they're going to offer me because if I don't take it, they're going to trade me. So that's all. I wanted to stay here. I want to make sure I got the best deal you're willing to offer. Let's go.
What's interesting about this, Whitey, is I find it crazy that the offer that they eventually settled on, Aiyuk was wavering on it. Like if that was the offer, let's say a week before, 3 days before, or 2 days before, to me, they make that offer. Okay, let's get it done. I'll sign right here. It sounds like for Kyle Shanahan to have to do that, Aiyuk was still on the fence about it.
Maybe he was on the fence because he still thought, you know what? They're going to offer me more. Then when it got to that point, that's when he realized that's the most they're going to offer. So, okay.
Right.
You always want when you're in negotiations. You take a number. You always wonder, could I have gotten more? And he knows, no, that was the most they were going to offer me. So, all right, I'll do it.
$30 million, like any number with a 3 in front, if I'm at, all right, I will sign right there. Now, 28, that's hard. But once they went to 30, it should have been deal done, as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. He was trying to be a little bit greedy, it sounds like, get as much as he possibly can.
Kyle Shanahan was trying to get in touch with the front office, but they couldn't take his call because they were trying to get the trade done with the Steelers. So Shanahan actually ran all the way upstairs and said, hold it. Let's put a hold on these trade talks right now. Pittsburgh will call you back. Went down, talked to Aiyuk for 2 hours. They got the deal done.
Dang.
I'm with you. That's well played by Shanahan.
Well played by Shanahan. He saved what could have been disastrous, I think, for both teams. I wonder what the offer from Pittsburgh ultimately would have been. Would have been another receiver coming back? Because if that deal is made without a receiver, that severely hampers, I think, the Niners. And so Kyle Shanahan deserves a lot of credit for maybe saving the Niners season, dude.
Speaking of coaches, Raider fans already booing their coach. Next on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Highs today will peak in the mid to upper 90s, but a cooling Delta breeze tonight should drop us back to the upper 50s overnight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Good morning, Doctor. Doctor? Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Thank you. Good night.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Tasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
How about this? Jason on the chat says Kendrick will bring out Drake.
He should. He should. That would be something. What if they squashed their beef at the Super Bowl? That would shut everything down.
It'd be shocking.
It won't happen, but that will shut everything.
White, you ain't standing for that.
No,
you can see it in your face. You ain't standing for that.
No, it would be shocking, but it would be awful.
It would be historic.
It'd be like cats and dogs going, no, we're cool with each other now.
Right, it would.
Can't have that. That throws the world out of balance.
They should, though. That would be amazing.
That would be big.
That would be. That's like Bloods and Crips coming together.
True.
Almost. Like let's keep it real. This beef has really divided people. I mean, people are passionate on both sides of this one.
Yeah.
And so if they actually, it won't happen, but if they did, that would be epic.
Well, you know what makes everything happen, right?
Money. Yeah. That's
there
true.
You go.
Do a song together.
NFL has the money to make it. You want to set something apart? You know what, fellas? Let me just go ahead and drop both of y'all about $20 million.
You know what it could be? Here's my prediction. It'll be like Taylor Swift at the DNC. The rumors spread so everyone watches, and then it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Beyonce, right? Didn't that happen?
Yeah.
It was Beyonce that they were.
Let me ask you something,
Taylor
Drake.
Swift, too.
Yeah, Taylor. Let me ask you something, Drake. Whitey.
Yeah.
What if Kendrick brings Taylor Swift out?
Ooh. He does have a song with her.
Now what happens?
She can't because Drape says she's going to be at the game cheering on her boyfriend.
Yeah, she might be there at the game.
She might be there as a fan,
and she's turned it down before, though, right?
I've heard she's.
Yeah, she's turned it down before. So let me ask you guys this real quick. Drake is a big star, right?
Of course.
I'm actually shocked he has not performed at the Super Bowl before. And here's why. He got enough hits. He's a big enough crossover artist. You know what I mean? I'm kind of shocked he hasn't been a Super Bowl halftime performer. because he has the hits. Let's keep it real. He has the radio hits. And so I'm finding it shocking that he hasn't been there.
Hasn't been hot enough at the right time, and he's too Canadian. So there's two things.
That might be it. The fact that he's Canadian.
Has he done a CFL bowl yet?
Great Cup.
The Great Cup. Let me check.
Man, that might be beneath him, man. That might be beneath him.
What did you think of this? Raider fans didn't like it. I didn't care for it either. Raiders yesterday, 7:15 left in regulation. Week 1 against the Chargers. And when the Chargers are at home at that place, the place is hopping. So the Raiders are down 16-10. So they've got 4th and 1 from the Charger 43. 16-10 ball game. What do? You got to go for it, right? You got to go for it. The analytics say you go for it. The Raiders' win probability would have been increased by 5.7%, according to ESPN, if they'd gone for it. But Antonio Pierce punts the ball away. Chargers go down to score. Good night. Thanks for coming.
I had no problem with it. Whitey.
Really?
At the time, because I watched it live, and because it was 7 minutes and change left, I said, okay, I get it. Pit them back, get a stop. You still have timeouts. You still got time. The problem was the defense didn't hold. They went down, and Chargers went down and scored. But at the time, I didn't think it was as egregious as everybody else is saying it was. I looked at score, situation, time, ball, field position, and I'm like, all right, I get it. Because then if you don't get it, they take it over at the 43. They're 30 yards away from a field goal to make it a 9-point game, 2-score game, if you will. And so I'm not as up in arms about it. It's Monday morning quarterback, though. It's like, all right, it didn't work out. Now we're going to point to this. At the time, I didn't think it was that egregious.
I think Antonio Pierce has kind of made his mark by being that type of coach that fires his players up, kind of Dan Campbell-esque. It's a rough comparison, but you know where I'm going. Dan Campbell would have gone for it. I just think they needed to go for it there. Perhaps it wouldn't have mattered. Perhaps they wouldn't have gotten it. Perhaps even if they had gotten, they would have lost. But I just thought it was a little passive in that circumstance. You're right. I mean, you can certainly make the argument to defend it, but in that situation, Pierce says the punter had done a good job pinning those guys back. When the game is on the line, we got to fill out the run correctly. He says they stopped us earlier and that went into it. So I don't know. We'll never know, but I know a lot of Raider fans very unhappy with that.
Yeah, and how about Antonio Pierce, a defensive-minded guy that he is, probably has faith in his defense. Pin them back, get the 3 and out. We got a fresh set of downs taken over at the 50-yard line or something like that. And so I think, he thought, as a defensive-minded guy that he is, that his defense would be good enough to get the stop, and they weren't. Hindsight's 20/20, obviously, but Raiders fans are up in arms about it, huh?
A lot of people are.
But you can second-guess a lot of decisions, man. I thought about this driving in because I knew we would talk about this. Like I said, I'm not that upset about it. If they won the game or if it worked, nobody would say anything differently. The fact that it didn't work, now it's like, all right, let's second guess the coach. That's the oldest thing in the book.
It is. I think that's why, though. I think he's developed a reputation already as being kind of that coach who's going to be aggressive. So the Raiders, bottom line, they didn't look great yesterday. I know they were in the game at that point. They didn't look real good yesterday.
No,
they struggle.
No, they didn't. And, I thought the quarterback situation, I thought Minshew Mania was solid. It wasn't great. It was solid, but they got some issues out there. Like, that was a game they really should have won. Did we all pick the Raiders? I don't. Did anybody pick the Raiders?
Only one person did, and that would be me.
Oh, you picked the Raiders in that one. Okay.
Yes.
I
took the Raiders and the 3.
Oh, and the 3. Yeah, I just went with the Chargers because of the hardball factor. But the Raiders were in that game, and they probably should have won that game. But hindsight's 20/20 with that call. It's like at the time, like I said, I was A-okay with it. Like, I understood his thinking at that point.
Was there one thing that, ahead of anything else, more than anything else, surprised you yesterday?
In terms of the entire NFL or
game,
that game? Let me. Yeah, I thought, obviously the Patriots winning the way they did. And to me, I want to give them some credit because people have been dumping on their organization, Gerard Mayo, ever since last couple of years, really, Drake May, everybody wanted to be the starting quarterback. They went with Jacoby Brissett. People second-guess that decision. They didn't look good during the preseason. So I want to give the Patriots some love. You know who looked better than I thought? This game was a little more like the Colts-Texans game.
Yep.
Anthony Richardson showed something. His overall numbers weren't great, but that heave that he had, 60, 70 yards, whatever, I was like, and he was like on the back of his foot and everything. I thought that was impressive.
You're not, is it you? Pardon me for interrupting, but you're not huge on the Texans, right? Isn't that you?
I thought they'd take a step back this year. Everybody,
I remember that.
Everybody got them in the Packers as they're like, oh, we love these quarterbacks. I think, they'll take a step back. That was, one of the things we talked about the other day. How about the Vikings, though, and Sam Darnold?
Vikings are a lot better, I think, than people think. Now, yesterday,
the Giants are trash. We understand. But Sam Darnold was decent.
Yeah. And they have a really good roster, one of the better rosters they've had the last few years. But, we just focus on the quarterback. On the other hand, you look at the quarterback that they lost, and we talked about this already. Kirk Cousins with Atlanta yesterday. Yeah. He was bad.
Yeah, he was really bad. And, I think we've talked about Kirk before. To me, Kirk is the guy that'll get you 8, 9, 10 wins. Just bookmark it down. But I don't know if they have the team to do it. I don't know if he's coming off an injury, obviously. Is he the same Kirk Cousins? He was outplayed yesterday. That's for sure. He didn't look great yesterday. And so I question Kirk Cousins going forward with this.
Deshaun Watson didn't have a great day. Talking about quarterbacks that couldn't quite find it yesterday.
His QBR was like 9 or something like that. And what happened to Deshaun Watson? This guy at one point was on his way to becoming the face of the league, the golden boy of the league. He's terrible.
He is. It's almost as if, and it's not true, but just thinking about it today, I was thinking, it's almost as if there's more to come from everything that he did, and he knows it's still coming. I mean,
he's hanging over him a little bit or something like that.
Because he's just been, it's like he's not the same guy since all of the allegations, which apparently were founded.
Yeah, and the thing about him is Cleveland gave up so much.
Yes.
So much. Gave them all that guaranteed money as well. Like,
Brown's going to brown.
Right.
It's the browniest thing you could do.
I mean, 24-45, 169 yards, 2 interceptions. And to Jay's point that he said earlier, they don't have a running game, no Chubb. And so they're struggling. And I thought Cleveland – I was just thinking about their defense and, how they played against the Niners last year. And that's why I gave them the benefit of the doubt. But they're in some trouble, too, I think.
Yeah. Our first Sunday of the NFL season review continues when we come back. Also, we'll take a look at Happy Birthday Levi's Stadium and the plans to celebrate next on Sactown Sports.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or team is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
It's the home opener for Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Nichols. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I just love my new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. You know, I used to have a Tesla for a number of years, but it felt like I was sitting at the kids' table. When I got my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I finally felt like I had made it. I was sitting at the adult table. If you don't believe me, go test drive one for yourself. As soon as you hop in, you'll notice the comfort, the luxury, just the overall feel. Make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. Because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
Or being a dog person and a cat person.
Who wants a treat? Who's a good boy?
Or like being an extrovert and an introvert.
This is so fun! I can't wait to go home!
At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose. You can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how much you can save with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, we'll pay off your locked AT&T phone up to $650, and you'll get a new 5G phone for free.
Pay off via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Free phone up to $830 via 24 monthly bill credits with qualifying planning credit plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling to continue bill credits or they stop and required finance agreement balances due. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See T-Mobile.com.
The TaylorMade Tour Van is a one-stop shop for PGA Tour players to get their clubs to exact specifications. And now you can get the same experience at Hagen Oaks when the TaylorMade Tour Van brings their fitting skills to you. On September 20th and 21st, you can be fitted at Hagen Oaks and have your clubs built by the TaylorMade Tour Van. A $25 fitting fee is refundable with any club purchase. Whether you're interested in the QI-10 or P770, call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 to reserve your spot.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
A well-managed game by Mayo with his staff as Brissett takes the knee for the final time in the first game under head coach Gerard Mayo, and it's a 16-10 victory in Cincinnati over the Bengals.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
That audio courtesy of the Patriots Broadcast Network. And how about that, Kyle Draper? Huge win. Stunning win.
My guy, Gerard Mayo, one of the best guys out there. So I know him personally. Worked with him at NBC Sports Boston. He was obviously a legendary player in New England, but anytime he came into the studio, he was one of the guys. Treated everybody with respect, made jokes, and he put in the work. So extremely happy to see him get that win yesterday.
That's always a very, 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 very tough job anytime you're replacing as a coach or manager an absolute all-time legend. It's very difficult.
Yes.
Next guy in, it's really hard.
Right. And think about it, too. You're trying to replace a coach and still trying to replace Tom Brady. They haven't found the answer yet for that. And so you're talking, arguably the greatest coach ever and the greatest quarterback ever you're trying to replace.
Speaking of replacing Tom Brady, I'm all for it. I told you Friday he was going to be terrible. He stunk yesterday.
Did he? I didn't see
He
it.
wasn't very good. It was his first game. It was very awkward. This is his first game.
So let me ask you this, Whitey. As a play-by-play guy, that this kind of discussion really bothers me, because let's say I call my first game. Is it okay for sports talk radio and be like, Drape sucks? So I have a you know what I mean?
This has nothing to do with you.
No, but as a TV professional, the fact that people critique the work on his first game, I'm of the belief, give him time. Let him grow into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's expecting a rookie to go out there and throw 5 touchdowns, you know? It's
Then how about this?
All
Okay, I get that. But if he's not ready, and of course he's not ready, he's not what he's going to be, then don't make him the number one guy. Put him on one of the lower games until he works his way up. You're putting him on the biggest game. Wasn't prime time. It was Fox. Fox's feature game. Tom Brady. Well, he's not good enough yet to be on that.
But you've said too, you don't watch for the announcers. The announcers don't matter when we watch, I thought. And so it's a name factor. And I get it. We've seen time and time again, people get opportunities not because of they work their way up, but because of their name. And Tom Brady's just another one. 6 weeks from now, 9 weeks from now, a year from now, we'll see where he stands at. But I got to let the dude grow. I got to give him, it's probably some nerves, some jitters. And you're right. Probably didn't deserve the number one slot, but he's Tom Brady. That's how they people like that get opportunities. Other people, I mean, shoot, we talked last week about the NFL announcing teams you brought up, and that was a conversation. There's some people on that list. I'm like, how'd they get that opportunity? And so it's just the world we live in, man. It's not right, but it is what it is.
Scott Hansen was critical of him because Scott Hansen, of course, doing Red Zone, there was a 71-yard field goal try by the Cowboys. And so, they go to it live, and Tom Brady's like, are they gonna kick this? Boy, you got to return it. Anyway, Scott Hansen says, hey, Tom Brady, you got to get more excited about that, which is true. Then today, Scott Hansen had to apologize. I'm sorry.
Skippy.
I'm sorry.
Skippy, he should have.
I shouldn't criticize Tom Brady for being really boring in his first game. Why shouldn't you?
He should apologize. Because if it was Joe Schmo, he wouldn't have said anything. He's using Tom Brady to pile on. He should. Come on, don't be taking shots at Tom Brady just because he's Tom Brady. Like I said, if his name was Josh Rosen or somebody like that, I'm just throwing out names here, Michael Smith, he wouldn't have said a damn thing about it. But because it was Tom Brady, let me take a shot. He should apologize.
Because they prop him up and put him in the number one slot when he's not ready.
And you also have to understand, Scott Hansen, you're an NFL partner. You're part of the NFL. You're taking shots at one of you, basically your own guys. You can't do that. That's like me going on, watching the Stockton Kings and saying, so-and-so sucks. Come on, you got to be better than that.
It's not like that at all.
Why not?
Because the Stockton Kings are not an NBA team, and you don't have the expectations. And by the way, Deuce and Mo do the games.
How about
they do
this?
A good job.
What if it's my boy Mark Jones, and I'm watching ESPN? Is it okay for me? Oh, Mark, no. Just leave it. Let them be them. I'm not that type, Whitey. That's just me, man. Like Tom Brady, could he have been better? Yes, I'm sure. Will he be better as time goes on? Yeah, you got to let people grow into the role, man.
Yeah, I just wish they'd let them grow on their time and not our time. That's all.
But it doesn't matter, though. I thought it doesn't matter who the announcers are, right? Does it?
The guy doing the analysis on Fox's number one game should be better than he was yesterday. But
the thing is, announcing is so subjective. That's the thing too. He
wasn't very good.
No, I've learned in this business. Some people think Mike Breen sucks. Some people think Mark Jones sucks. Everybody has their opinion, and so some people probably thought, you know what? I didn't even notice Tom Brady.
CJ Blondek says Tom Brady came up with tremendous points of view coming from a 7-time Super Bowl champ. Maple Noob says, I'll tell you, Brady was great compared to Tony Romo. I can't stand Tony Romo.
See, there you go. I mean, it's all subjective, man. Trust me. I've seen people hate on my guy, Mark Jones. I've seen people hate on Mike Breen, Brent Musburger, Mike Tirico. It's a tough business to be in, man, when, people are going to take shots at you for you trying to do your job. Brady's trying to do the best he can.
Tonight we got Troy Aikman, right, and Joe Buck.
Yes.
Cool thing about Joe Buck, I did an interview with him once years ago in San Francisco, and he talked about what we're talking about. He talked about how everyone in the Bay Area hates me. It doesn't matter what I do. And he was very self-deprecating. It's true. When the Cardinals and Giants played on Fox and he was doing the games, it was pretty apparent that he was from St. Louis. But it was cool that he was able to acknowledge that and laugh about it. Anyway, the game tonight, Levi's Stadium. Do you know Levi's Stadium is 10 years old now? Levi's Stadium, the brand new stadium, 10 years old.
10 years old, huh?
Yeah. They just had in July, they had a birthday concert for the stadium with the Rolling Stones.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. And interesting, Matt Barrows wrote a piece about it today in The Athletic, and he talked about what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. That place, Levi's Stadium, for 49er games, there was no atmosphere there. It was too hot.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't have a lot of character. But as the team got better, people had a better time in there, and the fans brought the character to the building.
I will say, and I've only been there the one time, I thought the tailgating is great outside of Levi's. When you get in, it's a little too congested far as I'm concerned. It's and I sat on the sun side way up, and it just, I don't know. It didn't feel like it had a whole lot of character.
Right.
I thought the tailgating was amazing. The vibe outside.
I think they changed the tailgating now where there's like a section you got to go and people aren't happy about it.
Oh, really?
But, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's Compio says, bring back Candlestick. You guys been to Candlestick. How does it compare?
It doesn't have the character.
Yeah, it's not even close to the same.
Yeah.
Really?
Like Candlestick to me and Whitey, you being here and a lot of people have talked about your age on this show the last week or so. But for my time in Candlestick being the child, I love Candlestick. I thought it had character. I like the neighbor, a lot of people don't like the neighborhood, but I was comfortable in the neighborhood. That's where I come from. So I always got to kick out the tall escalators, like going up the tall escalators.
Yeah.
And that was always kind of one of my thing. I like cold weather, so I'm not opposed to that. I like Candlestick. It was one of those places where, it was a Giants and a 49er thing. I do think, and we're talking about corporate world, like Levi to me, the very first time I walked through there, I was like, yeah, this is corporate.
Yeah.
I'm parking in a business area.
You walk through a business, business park to get to it.
Yeah. Half the parking lots, the green one, the blue one, like they're all deep in, all these different lots that you just feel like you're looking in a corporate business lot.
Yeah. I'll tell you, there's no Kezar Stadium. I saw the 49ers.
Now you're talking there, brother.
Somebody on, I think it was on the comments on this piece in The Athletic said, look, the Warriors got a place built shortly after that. Some people think that if the 49ers had held on a little longer, they might have gotten a much nicer facility, a little closer to San Francisco. I don't know. But still, the mentality of going to a football game. And, we Ramsey last week, he said, I love going to games, but I love it more than watching on TV. But you go to a baseball game, it's kind of leisurely, right? You go to a basketball game, you're in, you're out. You go to a football game, it's like you got to prepare for it.
Yeah. And it goes back to our conversation last week. Like, it's an all-day thing.
Right,
it's not an in and
it's
out.
very enjoyable, but it's just a whole different
the
mindset.
Traffic to get in, get out as well. And I tell you what, if you aren't there to tailgate, it's kind of miserable. Like, just driving in, sitting in traffic, getting out of your car and walking into the arena. Now, if you're tailgating, get there early. You're hanging with family and friends. You're partying out there. Oh, look what time it is. Now let's go into the game. But, I took the kids and, we parked in the business park, across the street or whatever. And it was, it was tough getting in with all that traffic and then finding parking and getting out of that parking lot. Oh, my gosh. I would much rather, unless I'm in a suite or close to the field, I like watching it at home on TV.
Jay, did you ever have to pay, I don't know, what was it, $25, $30 to park in the dirt at Candlestick?
I wasn't driving at that time. I don't really remember.
Oh, yeah, because I did. Because, it's like, here, you can park here, and it's dirt, and whatever it costs. And then you go and you think, oh, I'll park here. You got to drive a long ways in the dirt before they have.
By the time I was adult, start going to Candlestick, I was already part of media, credentialed and stuff like that. Right. So, yeah.
So was I when I had to park in the dirt,
really?
Jay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You must didn't know the people I knew, White.
Hey, CMC limping into this brand new season. That's next with the Drive Guys. Opening night for the Niners tonight. You can hear it right here on Sactown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since you probably can't afford your own sports psychologist, Golf Monthly's Fergus Bissett offers 5 golf psychology tips to help you play better. First, stay in the present. If your mind is ahead of you, how can you focus on the shot at hand? Second, every shot is a new challenge. The objective of every shot is to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of strokes. Go do it. 3, the past is the past. Many of us dwell on the past. Not good. Clear your mind and move on to the next shot. 4, never surrender. Some give up on their rounds too quickly. Your fortunes on the course can change with one swing or one decent break. Lastly, stay positive on the greens. If you're having one of those days where the putts don't drop, focus on the positives. If you're putting on your intended line, that's a good thing. Keep it up and they'll begin to fall. And remember, it's a game, so go out there and have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hey you, I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Are you ready for the 49ers and the Jets tonight? 49ers kicking off the season after this difficult, challenging offseason. There was just a piece at ESPN.com today from Nick Wagner about the emotional toll, the physical toll, the financial toll it's taken on this team. Coming so close 4 times the last 5 years. Are they ready to go tonight against the Jets? And what the heck are the Jets? What can we expect from Aaron Rodgers on the Jets? We'll find out tonight, Drapes.
Yeah, I'm fired up for this one, man. And, usually, I'll be honest, I'm not fired up for Niners football like everybody else.
What?
No, because, man, I got kids, I got things going on. Like, literally, today, I'm getting ready, and I'm like, what should I do with the kids tonight? Maybe we'll go to the gym. Maybe we'll go play pickleball. And I was like, oh, yeah, damn. The Niners are playing at, 5:20 or 15 or whatever it is. And so those playing, I got to watch that game. But the fact that it's against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets makes it even that much better. Like, let's say the Niners opened up against Carolina. I might just be looking at the Cliff Notes version of that game. Mm-hmm. Not like appointment, but this is a massive game. You got Aaron Rodgers, you got the Jets. A lot of people are high on. And so this is one of those where I even thought about maybe I should take the kids to a sports bar or something like that. Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner somewhere. Be out there in the atmosphere with fans just to watch this game tonight.
Yeah, you just take off right after the show, pick up the kids. You could make it down to Levi's.
No, I don't think they want to go ever again. Like
ever again?
That was my daughter's first football game, man. I had to go get some napkins and towels for her nosebleed and everything. It was. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah,
that high up.
We were up there. But my son has become a Niners fan. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's like I'm like, dude, Eagles fly. But he's his own man. I let him choose, And so the thing about my son, you guys tell me this real quick.
Yeah, the Niners are the top team.
You guys tell me this. My son is 15. He's had 3 different favorite football teams.
Sounds like his dad.
Is that acceptable, Jay? Is that acceptable?
He's at the point now. He's got to land on
claim one, right?
Piece.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to land. He used to be a Chiefs fan. Not a Chiefs fan
Glad
anymore.
He's not.
Not anymore. Used to be a Patriots fan. I don't think he is anymore. Now he's a Niners fan.
Well, it's because he's feeling like that's my team because this is my home. That
yeah,
type of thing?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because we've bounced around. You know what I mean? We've moved around. And
Right.
Yeah, and so maybe I need to find out. If the Niners is his team, stick with it, big fella. I'm not going to be mad at him. Do it, choose what you want to choose. But if Detroit wins the Super Bowl, don't be a Lions fan all of a sudden. Like, he's bouncing around too much.
Have you given him your Brock Purdy jersey yet?
No, I thought about bringing that in for you today, actually. Game day and everything.
Yeah.
I still got that thing. I just don't know what to do with it, man. Like, seriously.
That's a nice jersey.
Give it to your son.
Yeah. Man, I'm not going to let him wear a Brock Purdy jersey. Not around me, Jay.
Not going to influence it.
Nah. And if he wants a Brock Purdy jersey, he got to spend his own damn money. I'm not giving him a Brock Purdy jersey.
See, if you wanted him to root for someone other than the Niners, given that he's a teenager, that's probably the sharpest way you could ensure that he won't.
Really?
It's like, hi, I'm your dad. Root for the 49ers, son.
Right.
He's 13. He's going to be like, I'm not going to do what my dad wants me to do.
Exactly. Well, I told you we were at the team shop there down at Levi's Stadium, and he wanted to buy a jersey, and I told him there's only one jersey you can buy, and that's Brandon Aiyuk. Everybody else, CMC, Purdy, nope. Bosa, that ain't happening. And we walked out of there without a jersey. We didn't do it. Yeah.
All right.
That's the only jersey he's allowed to buy.
You mentioned Christian McCaffrey listed as doubtful tonight. Uh-oh. Should we be worried if we're 49er fans? Doubtful.
Doubtful is pretty.
Achilles.
Yeah, that's pretty. I think you should be worried, right? Yeah, doubtful.
There is no more probable. They don't have that anymore.
It goes what? Questionable to doubtful, right?
Yeah, questionable, doubtful, or you're playing.
Right.
Yeah. And he does have a little something. I don't know. Are you worried about it, Jay? See, the thing is, I saw this, and the national media talks about he's listed as doubtful. I haven't seen or heard one iota of an indication from anybody inside 49er media that this is a concern. Not one. Nothing. So I'm not concerned, Jay. Should I be?
Is he doubtful or questionable?
Got him as doubtful as of yesterday.
Really?
Right? Yeah. No, excuse me. He was questionable.
All right.
Questionable.
I wrote down.
Yeah. All right. Because there's a big difference, right?
Yeah, Talanoa Hufanga is doubtful.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right.
That's on me. Yeah, questionable.
I'm not worried today, but I'm going to fall in the Draper train on this. I don't. The next 2 or 3 weeks keep saying you questionable, and we see that pace slow down or some sort. Then come week 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, like I'm a little worried down the road, but not for today.
The other reason I don't think there's cause for concern is if he had any nagging injury right now, like they kill his little tender, they just wouldn't play him now.
You don't think so?
Because they need him in the playoffs. If they thought there's a chance he's going to tear something now, they would sit him out until they got better. Because they definitely can't afford to have him blow it out in week 2 or 3 or 1, and then that would almost ruin their whole season.
Yeah, I think I need to see him in what kind of workload he has tonight. Shanahan has already talked about Aiyuk probably won't play his normal amount of snaps. Like, is CMC, going to share some time with Mason out there? Maybe he doesn't play as much because, to your point, Whitey, an Achilles, you can't mess with that. You know, it's like you just can't mess with that. And the fact that he's questionable, I say it's hogwash. They know he's playing. Like, why
because you got to do something with him. He does have a calf injury. Well, we can't say probable, which is what they used to do.
Yeah, used to.
He's going to play, so he's not doubtful, to your point.
Yeah.
So he's questionable.
He's questionable.
But nobody, as alarming as that appears, no one anywhere near the 49ers circle is going, watch out. He's not playing tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not as concerned right now. I need to see him out there, see his workload. And to your point, I don't think they're going to run him out there if he can blow something in game one. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm not too worried.
Christian McCaffrey is tied with Marshall Faulk. Most games with a rushing and receiving touchdown in the same game. 15. He's tied. So if he gets next game where he gets a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown, he will stand alone.
No, he's the real deal. He's the best player on the team. He's the guy. He's the guy that really makes it all go, I think, for the Niners. Brock is great. Brock does his thing. But CMC opens up everything for that team. You got to scheme for Christian McCaffrey. You got to keep an eye. His play action, come on now. How devastating is that? And so, we talk about which players they can't afford to lose. Obviously, Trent. Obviously, Brock. After that, CMC is right up there. And I know Jordan Mason can fill in and be okay, but CMC is the one guy, at the top of the list when it comes to the skill positions that strikes fear in the opponent's heart.
Yeah, because he's one guy, but he's like two guys.
Right.
He's a receiver and he's a running back.
Yes.
By the way, he also, let's see, with his next receiving touchdown, Christian McCaffrey would join the 50 rushing touchdown, 30 receiving touchdown club. The only other member of that 50-30 is Marshall Faulk, but Marshall Faulk has like 100 rushing touchdowns.
Right.
Marshall
His
Faulk
is
is incredible. Greatest show on turf is amazing.
His is insane. And, I don't think CMC got the due that he deserved. I know he was coming off injuries in Carolina, but for the Niners to swing a trade for him and get him, that's highway robbery. Like, that changed the whole trajectory of where the franchise was.
You go back and look it up. Maybe you remember at the time, there were a lot of outlets that said, bad trade for the 49ers.
Mm-hmm. It really put the 49ers back on the map.
Yeah.
Look at the numbers. Look at the win-loss. Look at the quarterback play with CMC out there. And the dude, kudos to him, man. He's playing the best ball of his career. He's an MVP candidate year in and year out. And I'm excited to watch him play. I mean, he just constantly runs so hard. He's so hard to bring down, always keeps the legs moving. It was a steal for the Niners.
Farmer Bleezy22 on the chat. Good on you, Drapes, for letting your son pick his teams. My pops tried to force me into being a Pats fan. Worked for a while, but I'm back where I belong with the faithful. See, I'm telling you, if you try to get him to become a 49er fan, he will not become
He will
one.
not, huh? Maybe I know I should just show up wearing a Brock Purdy. What's up? Yeah, let's cheer on our Niners.
Yeah.
He'd be like, this is not cool, right? Like,
That's it. Who was the best rookie quarterback of the day? Wasn't even close. That's next. Sactown Sports.
Hello? Hey, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. Did you know we've got you fully covered?
I've taken up beekeeping. I'm always covered.
I'm talking the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage at up to half the cost.
Same honey? Half the work?
Exactly.
Sweet.
Just call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
Even in a broken Washington, one person delivers results. Our Congressman Kevin Kiley. Working across party lines, Kevin Kiley has helped pass bipartisan bills to lower prices for gas, groceries, and utilities, provide tax relief for the victims of recent wildfires and storms, and to protect Lake Tahoe today and for future generations. Kiley has secured millions of federal dollars to ease traffic on our roads, expand our water supply, and protect our homes and communities from wildfires. And because he believes public safety comes first, Kevin Kiley is working to crack down on repeat offenders, retail thieves, and fentanyl dealers who prey on our youth. Kevin Kiley is always ready to work across party lines to get things done, and never afraid to take on the establishment in Washington or Sacramento when that's what's needed to protect our quality of life. Delivering results. That's Kevin Kiley. Let's keep him working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley, and I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
Now Jones heads out to the right, 4th down. Pass to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Sam Darnold putting on a show. Just found Justin Jefferson, and the Minnesota Vikings lead 13-3.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Who had that on their bingo cards yesterday? Sam Darnold putting on a show.
Sam Darnold.
What did you think of the uniforms or costumes or whatever they were that the Giants were wearing yesterday?
I thought they were terrible.
I did too.
I thought,
it's despicable.
Exactly. Despicable. I thought it just, in today's day and age where flashy, bright is the way to go, those pants that they had on,
I think those were 1922 throwback pants or something.
They look like Dockers, from like the 1980s.
Khakis.
Yeah, khaki
Jim
pants.
Harbaugh wants his khakis
Right.
back.
It's like, what are we doing here? And so, I did not like those uniforms at all.
Yeah, Jay pointing out that Daniel Jones has more pick sixes than TD passes since signing his $160 million deal.
Did you see the video of Giants fans heckling him as he was leaving?
I didn't.
The stadium.
That's not like Giants fans.
No, it was pretty bad, man. Like, he's walking out of the stadium, and Giants fans, this is a couple hours after the game, are still out there, 100 million Daniel Jones, just giving him the business. And I'm like, if I'm that guy, I'm like, get me out of here. Like, it's a cesspool out there. They get rid of Saquon, let him leave, and now you're stuck with Daniel Jones. That's a no-win situation right now.
I saw some speculation over the weekend that if the Giants hadn't been on Hard Knocks, that the owner, Mr. Mara, might have stepped in and made them keep Saquon. The owner might have stepped in and said, you know what, we're going to pay him. I don't know that this holds any water, but the theory is because they're on Hard Knocks, he didn't want to appear to be meddlesome. So he said, well, I'll let the GM do what he wants. And they end up losing him. Not like losing him, but losing him to your team.
What?
Yeah.
He didn't want to. Dude,
That's
you're
a
the
theory.
owner.
Right.
Like,
I mean, what a disaster.
You let your best player go. Yes.
A great player, but very popular.
Right. Exactly.
With fans, with teammates.
And the thing about it, the Giants' struggles were never about Saquon. And the fact that they ultimately chose Daniel Jones as the person to pay instead of Saquon, like what you say about the Browns? Browns going to Browns?
Yep.
Giants going to Giants. Yep. That was awful.
Speaking of great running backs, last night, Frank Gore was inducted into the 49ers Hall of Fame, and he'll be honored at halftime tonight. Again, Frank Gore, and I know this, but I still have to look it up every time we talk about him because I still have a hard time believing that Frank Gore is the third leading rusher in the history of the National Football League. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore.
It's one of those where, you're going about your business and all of a sudden you're like, let me check the all-time in it. Frank Gore? It's like,
right.
He just was, so steady though throughout his career.
Yeah. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore, Barry Sanders, AP, Curtis Martin, LaDainian Tomlinson, Jerome Betts, Eric Dickerson, Tony Dorsett. Frank Gore is third. He'll be honored tonight.
Yeah, and Frank Gore, obviously a great 49er. I don't think that Emmitt Smith record will ever be broken. Where's Derrick Henry at on that list? You got it right there?
I have the list here. Derrick Henry is 36th, 9,548.
Like an NFL running back's career is at an elite level is what? Usually 5 years, if that, there's an occasional outlier like Derrick Henry or something like that, but they just don't get the ball anymore.
Yeah, so he's at 9,548, and then
Emmitt's got more than
18,
doubled him,
355.
That's the record that will never be broken right there.
Is Derrick Henry the active leader? I'm trying to think of someone who might be in the league for a long.
Yeah, he's 36th all time, but he's first among active players. Ezekiel Elliott, and then you got to go way down after that. Joe Mixon, Latavius Murray, Melvin Gordon, and Nick Chubb.
Wow.
Dang.
The running back.
You might be right, Drake.
Dude, it's like 2-3 years, and the fact that Derrick Henry has been around forever and Emmitt still has him doubled up. Like Henry's been around for years. And he's nowhere close to Emmitt Smith. That
10,000
record.
10,000 might be like the key now.
Yes.
In 10K?
I got a question for you. Do you think Hall of Fame eligibility will be impacted among running backs? Like, let's say you only rush for 7,000 yards. Are you a Hall of Famer? Was 10,000 the magic number? Was 9,000? Like,
I think the fact that the position is devalued, that'll trickle down to the point where it's not as valued by Hall of
Famers, right?
Yeah.
Right. For instance, I'm just throwing this guy out there. CMC. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Number 90 all time, by the way, in rushing. Maybe if they win a Super Bowl or two,
right.
Maybe.
Where's he at? Is he 7,000?
6,185.
See, I think
he's right behind Dalvin
10.
Cook.
Yeah.
For 89th place. Now, he does have some of those records that we talked about just a minute ago, with the combined rushing touchdowns and receiving touchdowns. So maybe that he'd have a little bit better resume than most guys in that area of yards gained. But it's definitely changed.
Yeah.
And the Giants didn't handle that whole change very well.
Right.
It's like, wow, we can't pay a running back that much, Saquon Barkley, so we'll let him go. And I don't know how they benefited from that.
Yeah. And they chose, like, look at the Niners and the way they've built their team, and Brock Purdy has been phenomenal for them, but he's only making, close to $1 million. They invested in the running back position. They paid CMC, made him the highest paid running back out there. And you look at, we used to always say, the saying used to always be, a quarterback's best friend is a great running game. Well, I think you got to invest in that position. Look at the Eagles, what they did. They go out there and get Saquon Barkley. They invest in the position. The Giants are just a bad run organization. I did want to bring up, though, fellas, I'm looking at the text line, and you guys were around during Gore's time. Gore is the most overrated player of all time, somebody from the 209 says.
Man, cut them out.
He's only number 3 because of the years that he played. Stop, he says.
That's not correct.
Okay.
He's not as good as Emmitt Smith or, Barry Sanders, but it's not like he gained, 400 yards a year for 40 years. He was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a lot of great seasons, and towards the end of his career, he wasn't the same, but you also have to give him credit for playing all those
That's
years.
an ability.
Yeah.
Being around, being someone that could go 10, 12 years in the NFL and rush for so many yards. What was he at 16? What'd you say?
16,000. But when you agree, Jay, you look at the top 5, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore, Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson. The other 4 are better than him. But
I'd argue Emmitt, but yeah, I got you. Like, I think Emmitt was one of the most, some people always talk about his offensive line. I just thought the Cowboys were a super machine.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to Emmitt. He's the leader, so you got to give him his love. But he's definitely north-south. Like, he didn't have no wiggle.
Gotcha.
Early in his career, he had a little bit of shiftiness, but he just came around, and it was a perfect match. Jimmy Johnson, Alvin Harper, Jay Novacek, like, they were a machine. I think Frank had lacked top speed, kind of like Emmitt, But I would say talent-wise, I'd take Frank over Emmitt. I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah, it
but
does sound crazy.
Yeah, it does. I get it because it's Emmitt Smith. But I don't know who that is from the 209. Like I said, that's either a Seahawk, a Ram, and or a Raider.
But
that's somebody that's
when
ridiculous.
he was playing, I don't think he was overrated.
No,
who would say that? Argue he was underutilized. Right. How many times did they lose a game and people go, "Why did they give the ball to Frank Gore?"
Yeah, that's true. Well, Greg Roman. I mean, here we go again. I keep talking about it. Yeah, absolutely. I think he was a workhorse. I thought he was someone. Remember, this is a guy that had 2 ACL injuries coming out of university.
I kept thinking,
Miami.
he's done, and he wasn't.
I do.
For a long
16.
time.
He's a guaranteed Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and here's the thing, fellas. I looked it up. Frank Gore, 9 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Only people with more: Emmitt, Curtis Martin,
Hall of Famer;
Barry Sanders,
Hall of Famer;
Walter Payton,
Hall of Famer.
After that, Frank Gore, 9 1,000-yard or more rushing seasons. Give him his due, man. That's sustained excellence, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll be in Canton before you know it, and he's in the 49er.
You know what helped him out?
He did. I thought he played for the Jets. He played
at the back end.
15 games for the
15
Jets.
games. Yeah.
You know what lacks, and it's the whole 49er situation. We just saw one of the guys get into the Hall of Fame with Patrick Willis.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on that team is, who's borderline. Justin Smith. There's going to be a couple guys who hit the line, and Frank's not that guy. But the lack of winning a Super Bowl,
right,
is always going to pull them down.
Mm-hmm.
Like his career looks completely different with a Super Bowl.
Then how come I agree with you, but I'm not arguing with you, but I'm asking the question, how come Roger Craig doesn't get more
love?
Hall of Fame love.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Is it maybe they've maxed out so many, kind of like the Green Bay Packers of the 60s? And because you're almost talking about every single person on the offensive side that matters, consideration for the 49ers are Hall of Fame. Rathman, of course, John Taylor, Jerry Rice. You got a lot of guys that need to be considered for it. I'm with you. I think he is. I think, and you guys tell me, Roger Craig was the prototypical catch the ball out the backfield running back. Right? He created it, right? Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%. They don't win without Roger Craig. I mean, he's a dual threat.
Right?
He was a dual threat guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 100%.
Mm-hmm. So Frank Gore honored tonight. Did you think that has any impact on? Do the players get more fired up because it's Frank Gore night? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Fans do.
Fans will love it. Fans that were around then. I think the fact that Ricky Pearsall is there, that's what's going to motivate them. Their current teammate who battled through the gunshot wound, obviously. Frank Gore night, it's nice for the fans. It's nice for the organization, but I don't think it impacts anything on the field.
The last 2 times we've seen the 49ers play at Levi's, they did not get off to good starts.
That's true.
How do they avoid that? Is there any reason to think? I think the whole thing is defensively they're going to be better. They stop the run. And I was going to say I don't think this is as good an offensive team they're facing as the Lions and Packers were. But who knows?
Who knows?
We really
right?
know with Aaron Rodgers.
And I will say this. This Jets offense, they got some weapons, man. Garrett Wilson is a stud running back or a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Breece Hall is a stud running back. You got Aaron Rodgers, a stud quarterback. They have some potential out there. I know
somebody's gonna pick the Jets.
No, I'm just saying. I might convince myself. I'm looking closer and closer at the numbers. Maybe I will go with the Jets.
Die-hard Eagles fans.
We haven't talked about the best rookie quarterback of the day yesterday. Was it even close? We'll tell you who and how well they did next on Sactown Sports.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
It's the home opener for Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff versus Nichols. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of John Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Silverado savings spectacular now at Maida Chevy with $13,000 off MSRP. Every new Silverado half-ton LTZ in stock after rebates. $12,500 off every Silverado half-ton High Country after rebate. And $11,000 off all new Silverado half-ton RSTs exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Maida Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. Ends 9/30/24.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, home runs have been a big story for the A's as they hit 16 on the recent road trip, and they picked it up back at home on Labor Day with 2 by Shea Langoliers, including a walk-off, giving him 25 for the year, including 24 while catching. In the long history of the A's franchise, only Terry Steinbach hit more while behind the plate. He hit 34 back in '96.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay to store bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
The 90th annual Marysville Stampede is coming to Marysville's Cotton Rosso Arena this Saturday and Sunday. It's a whole weekend of the best pro rodeo action for the whole family. Bareback, saddle bronc, and bull riding. Plus the BMX motorcycle show. It's just $25 for adults and $15 for kids 4 to 12. The 90th annual Marysville Stampede, Saturday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 3:30 p.m. at the Cotton Rosso Arena in Marysville. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2. What was I thinking? And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee. I want to close your eyes for this. Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
And local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Get your tickets to the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at MarysvilleStampede.com. So with the Jets taking on the 49ers tonight at Levi's, Robert Saleh did the thing. He ran the stairs.
Yeah, I saw that.
To do. Yeah.
Back home.
Shanahan had said, I hope our staff doesn't let him run the stairs. But he ran the stairs.
Yep. He feels comfortable there. He's back home.
Huge statement game possibility for the Jets tonight. Aaron Rodgers back. If they were to win at San Francisco, all of a sudden, they'd be going crazy in the Big
Can you imagine that?
I don't want to
national media.
That. I don't even want to think about it.
If they actually get the win, that's the lead story tomorrow on every show nationally. Are the Jets for real? How about this narrative? Super Bowl hangover for the Niners. That's the narrative. This is a big game, man, right off the jump. And so if the Niners win, then it shows you, okay, all that offseason drama to beat a good team like the Jets, it's behind them.
I will say this. The last time the 49ers opened at home after the Super Bowl, after they'd lost, they were terrible. But it was weird. It was COVID. It was when they had all the fires and everything was like overcast, but it was because of all the smoke, and they played Arizona and they were just flat, and Arizona beat them, and that's set them on their way to just a terrible season.
Yeah.
That won't happen.
That won't happen tonight?
This team's too good for that.
I don't know. I'm looking at that guy right there.
Yeah.
No.
That guy doesn't make many mistakes.
You have to kind of remind yourself that you can still do it, says Aaron Rodgers.
Look, Breece Hall. Explosiveness is back. Feels like his old self. I got a high-scoring game, man. Upper 20s. 31-28, something like that.
The way defenses dominated yesterday.
Yeah.
I know it's two different offenses here, and Shanahan's offense is supposed to be one of the best in the league. I don't know. These two teams, I think, are going to play very good defense this year.
These two teams? Okay. All right. Does that favor either one? Low-scoring game?
I hope it
probably favors the Jets, though, I think.
It might.
I think if the Jets can keep it a 17-16 kind of game, this vaunted San Francisco offense everybody's talking about, I think that to me shows the Jets defense is controlling this game.
How many points wins the game tonight? You have to score how many? I would say 24 would win this game.
Yeah, I had 27, but I could see 24, 24-17.
What does y'all knowing Jay say? How many points wins tonight?
24.
Yeah.
I'm looking 24-14. 24.
Hey, come on, Jay.
And vaunted Pittsburgh Steeler 85 still curtain.
Jay, are you serious? You saying a 10-point game, bro? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
Double digits.
So
the Bears 85, baby.
The line is 4.
Yeah, double
You're
digits.
easily going, okay. Nah, I don't know about that. I am leaning.
You think the Jets scored 20 points?
Can I get those numbers? Can I get a 9.5 line from you on a side bet?
Maybe. We'll think about it.
Who was the best rookie quarterback of the day yesterday? Wasn't even close, was it? Wasn't even close yesterday.
No, it wasn't. When I look at the rookies and give Jaden Daniels credit, he's the one we're talking about, right?
Absolutely.
He his debut was solid. It wasn't spectacular, I don't think, but it was solid. It was solid.
17-24 passing, 184 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, 16 rushes, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. First game, that's like, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams, 14 for 29 for 93, and Bo Nix was 26 for 42 for 138 yards, no touches, and 2 picks.
Yeah, the fact that Bo Nix had to throw 42 times. Did we say way too many times? They put too much pressure. And I understand they were down and he had to, but I saw some good things from Bo Nix. His ability to scramble looked good. I look at Bo Nix versus Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams. I don't think he has the weapons those other guys have. Especially the Bears. I think he's going to. There's a lot on his shoulders.
What do you think of the state of quarterbacking right now? Every year people talk about a quarterback crisis. I do feel like, and I first started thinking about this when I saw the numbers today and how the passing touchdowns for week 1 have been going down. We had that generation of great quarterbacks like we had, Brady and Manning going head to head. And now I feel like there's a transition period. Some of the guys that are supposed to be the next great quarterbacks, and I know Mahomes is phenomenal, maybe the best ever, but there's a lot of quarterbacks who are potentially great quarterbacks who aren't there yet. I mean, I look at your guy, Jalen Hurts is a fine quarterback, and Brock Purdy, but they're not all-time greats.
Right. Who's the next all-time great outside of Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, it could be Dak, maybe.
Yeah, but even
Burrow's supposed to be.
Look, Dak,
Josh
Allen, Burrow, they're good, but to become an all-time great, you got to win the big one, right?
Yeah.
And like you talked about last week, with Patrick Mahomes in your way, it might be the era where these great quarterbacks, it's almost like Jordan in the 90s. You've had Dominique, a great player, but had to run up against Jordan. Karl Malone, great player. Stockton, great. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, great players. But Patrick Ewing. But when you look at these quarterbacks, like Dak's a fine quarterback, man. He's a good quarterback. Josh Allen, good quarterback. Burrow, good quarterback. But they aren't legendary.
Goff against Stafford, were those two legendary quarterbacks?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm trying to think of the last legendary matchup. Brady and Mahomes. No, come on.
By the way, in his first game, Brock Purdy beat Tom Brady, but I mean, that's fact.
That is fact.
Yeah.
That is fact. And that's something he'll be able to hang his hat on, a regular season game, but to be great, we talked about it. You got to win when it matters the most. And as good as Purdy has been, he hasn't won yet. And so he's in the same category as, let's say, a Joe Burrow or an Allen, good, but not great yet.
Look at yesterday, Anthony Richardson, phenomenally talented, incredible X-Factor quarterback, did some great things yesterday, and CJ Stroud. But neither one of them, and Stroud's a lot further along than Anthony Richardson. Two guys that could be great quarterbacks, they're just not there yet. I think we have a lot of quarterbacks like that right now. This guy could be great, not there yet.
Do you think the throwing the quarterbacks right into the mix hurts them? Meaning, usually if you're drafted high, your team is bad. A lot of times you're got a new coaching staff coming in. Or do they do the Jordan Love thing? Learn under Aaron Rodgers for a few years, and then bam, I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't know the answer because, for decades, you never played your guy.
Right.
And then you look at 2011, 2012, Andrew Luck came in, boom, he was very good right away.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson came out of nowhere. It's like, who's this guy? He was really good.
That's true.
RG3 also, but then he got hurt. So I don't know the answer.
Right. We talked about this before months back, how much of it is the quarterback and how much that are there just bad coaches in the league now? Like the coaching isn't what it used to be as well. How many times have we seen, a quarterback come in and 1, 2, 3 seasons later, all right, new head coach. Think about this with the Eagles, with Jalen Hurts. 3 different offensive coordinators in 3 seasons. Like there's no continuity, consistency anymore. And I wonder how much that impacts. Like a guy like Trevor Lawrence, shouldn't he be great by now? You would think, right? But he hasn't shown it yet. And how much of it is coaching? How much of it is weapons, system, culture? A lot of times these quarterbacks go to franchises. There's a reason why they're bad because the culture is bad. Giants. How many times have the Jets had top picks, first round picks as quarterbacks, and it just hasn't panned out?
Daniel Jones, it almost looks like they're just stubborn. No, he's good. Right. Why? Because we say so. Okay, he's terrible. No, we're going to give him more money. Then we're going to show you how good he is. He's still terrible.
Yes, and I got to imagine this is the last go around for Daniel Jones. He's just not it. And I was listening to something earlier today talking about the Colts. The Panthers situation and how they traded their picks to move up to get Bryce Young and everything. And now you look at this year's quarterback draft. To me, I like all these quarterbacks, and we ain't even seen my boy Penix Jr. yet. I think this is going to be ultimately a great QB class. This isn't going to be Ryan Leaf and those guys, that flamed out outside of Peyton Manning. I think this is going to be a great QB class.
I'll tell you what, there were a lot of people, and I know we were not among them. The 3 of us were not among them, but there were a lot of people who criticized Atlanta for drafting Penix, right? After yesterday, that's pretty smart, wasn't it?
Pretty smart, right?
That might have been a pretty smart move.
Because here's the thing about Atlanta, too. I don't think they're ready to win yet. And so, you have Penix learn under Kirk Cousins. Let Kirk Cousins take the abuse, and by mid-season to the end of the season, if things aren't looking at it, then you can put Penix in.
The question you asked about, is it better to play a guy now right away or not? I still am not sure why that's an option now, because it didn't used to be for decades. It's you couldn't do that, right? And I think it's because the rules now make it not easy, but easier on quarterbacks and offenses.
Right.
Also, I asked Phil Simms about that once, and he said, you got kids, they're going to quarterback camp now. They're 11 years old, and they're going to quarterback camp.
Right.
So they've had more reps, and they study the position more. By the time they get into college, they know a lot more. But it is interesting to me. Yeah, Caleb Williams, though, yesterday, struggling mightily in his first game.
Yeah, I wonder, too, you got quarterbacks now, like Penix Jr., for instance. He's been around forever. These quarterbacks come in a little older than before in terms of because of the COVID year and everything like that. Like you said, also quarterback camps, these guys have been prepping for this moment. And, but then you look at a guy like CJ Stroud. He's done okay. Love, it took some time, but once he got in there, he's been okay. And so I need to see how it plays out with these 3.
Yeah. So what is the new contract that Dak got? What's it going to mean for Brock Purdy's big payday? Got to look at our week 1 picks, too, and how Aaron Rodgers' toughest test is going to come early this year. That's all coming up here with the Drive Guys as we get ready for the 49ers and Jets on Sactown Sports.
Hey, everyone. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call.
If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business.
Sure can.
And the quality is guaranteed?
Absolutely.
Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right?
For sure.
How about this one?
We'll beat it.
Can you print menus, signs, and flyers?
Sure can.
How about blueprints?
No problem.
What about red prints?
Not a real thing.
What if they were?
We'd print them. And they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Play action, take two, back to throw, wants a deep one. Downfield, he's got Tyreek. Tyreek at the 40, 35, 39, down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Miami.
Oh my gosh. Speed kills once again. Tyreek Hill to the house.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Quick reminder before we get back to football, before we get back to the Jets and the 49ers tonight, this weekend, experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. Wine Country becomes the ultimate golf destination once again as the PGA returns for the coveted Procore Championship. Looking for, you want to do this now, Jay? You want to hold off on that? Yeah.
Fine.
Looking for lucky caller number. What do you think, Drapes?
7.
Caller 7. Right now, lucky caller number 7 to score our pair of passes to check out the Procore Championship this Sunday at the Silverado Resort. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. How much more money is Brock Purdy going to make in his next deal because of the deal that the Cowboys arranged with Dak? Cha-ching!
Yeah.
Cha-ching!
Dak set the market, right? $60 million per. It'll be interesting to see what tack the Niners take. Like, do they just automatically come in? Hey, here's some more than Dak, or they try to lowball him? You know what I mean? Sort of like they did Aiyuk, start at a number 55 per or something like that. And you also got to look too, Whitey. We're talking now. What's the market like 8 months, 9 months, 10 months from now? And what if Purdy leads them to a Super Bowl? Then you really got to open up the wallet for this guy and give him more than Dak Prescott. And so it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that Brock is going to go from making, 900 or something thousand to 60, 65 million. Like, jeez. Oh my gosh. What do you do? Like, and knowing me, so you got taxes, you got agent fees and all that. Let's say he brings home 30 million. I'm blowing 5 million on something. Like I'm blowing, several cars, the biggest house. Like I'm living like
I'm
going to Emeren shop. I might buy Emeren out. I'm doing something because you always got, when you get a big load like that, you always got to do one thing that people look at you like, what the hell are you doing? Like, and for me, I would definitely do something.
Just think, it's unlikely, but let's say, and I'm a big Brock Purdy backer, but what if he really struggled this year? And then they had to make that decision on whether to commit to him. Can you imagine how difficult that would be?
Right.
Yeah. I was like, hey, you've done some good things, but this year you struggled.
Yeah,
you want us to give you 60 million?
But do you think Brock is the type person, and maybe it's not about him, maybe it's his agent, will take whatever is offered? Like, they're not going to offer him 30 million, but what if they offer him 55? That's 55 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you go from 900 some thousand to 59 million, 55 million.
Wouldn't you guess, on what little we know of him, that he might be more inclined to take less? Doesn't it seem like that?
It seems like
no
that.
idea if it's true.
Right. I don't know, but he seems like a team guy, a humble guy, not trying to break the bank, not trying to, handicap and hamstring the franchise.
Yeah.
Seems like he'll take a home team friendly discount or something like that.
Do you think, again, we're just guessing here, obviously, do you think the pressure of that will adversely affect his play this year, of knowing that you're playing for a big contract?
I don't know. No, knowing what we hear from Brock, I say no, because, he's a heady player. He's a cerebral player.
He seems like he's able to
compartmentalize, tune out the noise and everything. I mean, think about it. People were coming at him last season. Oh, product of the system, not that talented, and he never cracked, really. He had a couple bad games because guys were hurt and everything, but he still led the team to the Super Bowl. And so, to complete the Disney movie, Whitey, don't you got to make him the highest paid QB out there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously. I don't know who else is coming up next year, anything like that. But the fact that Brock Purdy, in his 2 years as a starter, NFC Championship game, Super Bowl, I mean, the dude is deserving of it.
One of the big questions with the 49ers, obviously, is, well, if they don't do it this year, then what happens? And it seems like now this narrative is building momentum that, well, even if they don't win this year, they'll have to pay Brock a lot of money, but they still have a lot of key players under contract.
Right.
They'll be able to figure it out. I think they have 24 guys right now who are scheduled to be unrestricted free agents, including Hufanga, and I think both their corners.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little overstated. Like, they're going to be fine. They know how to arrange all this money.
I'm interested to see how Shanahan and Lynch play this, because, when you look at the quarterback position, how many times have we heard, oh, this quarterback is making so much money, it's kind of, hamstringing them from doing anything else, whether it's Dak Prescott's $60 million or Patrick Mahomes getting his $500 million deal or whatever it was, like the question then becomes, well, can you build a team around them? And so I wonder if the Niners, who value certain positions, who value spreading the wealth, let's say, historically, when's the last top tier financial quarterback that they've had? A quarterback making top 5 money in the league.
Well, Jimmy was for a while when they first paid him, believe it or not, because they gave him,
God.
at the time it was a huge deal when they first paid him.
So they've shown their willingness to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And now Brock deserves it. So, yeah, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they, like I said, I believe it's 24 unrestricted free agents they'd be looking at. Speaking of how they played the games, we've been kind of reluctant to do this because it's not a pretty picture. But, Jay, I know we got to figure out who we're picking tonight. We got to look at what went down over the weekend with Drive Guys Week 1 NFL picks.
Yeah, fellas, needless to say,
Jay was great.
The champ is in the building on this side of the glass and not that side of the glass. As I pull up the stats here, and of course, our Wi-Fi drags me down here.
Of course.
All right, here, fellas. Week 1, at the moment, I lead the way with 9 wins. You guys are tied at 6. I have 1, and I think we've tried to figure this out. I got the upset right. I took the Cowboys over the Browns. Both of you guys
got breaking news. Breaking news. Run the stinger.
Breaking news from Kyle Draper.
Run the stinger, Jay.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
From Matt Mayoko of NBC Sports Bay Area. Christian McCaffrey is a surprise inactive for Niners tonight against Jets with the calf and Achilles issue. He said late in the week he had no doubt he would be able to play in this game. Jordan Mason gets to start. Patrick Taylor Jr. and Isaac Guerrero are the backups. This is 1 minute ago from Matt Mayoko.
Wow. That's big, just not in terms of tonight, but that obviously underscores the fact that he's got a real issue if he's not playing after he didn't play the whole preseason.
Didn't play at all.
Yeah.
Right. This is massive.
He's sitting for the next couple of weeks if I'm the 49ers.
Yeah.
I don't care if I got to sit him down first 5-6 games.
Wow. This is a gut punch. I mean, we thought, all right, questionable. We haven't heard anything from inside. Nobody's saying, that there's any worry. Now there's worry.
Mm-hmm.
And inactive, and like you said, Whitey, guy hasn't played, didn't play in any preseason games.
Rested the whole
offseason, didn't practice much. And now he's still dealing with it and is out. That's massive. How does this change tonight? Let's start there.
Let's start with how it changes the points for
right. I'm saying
that's the first thing
you made your pick, right? You made your pick, right?
No one has made our picks yet. No one has made a pick yet.
4 points, man,
dude. Like
4 points.
If you're Vegas, do you pull this thing off now? Like,
no, you can't.
It's too late, huh?
Yeah, you don't do that. People are going to start getting in on certain types of, certain sides of the fence.
Yeah. But the number will come down.
Yeah, the number got to change, right?
Absolutely.
It's probably a toss-up right now.
Jeez.
No way. No way.
I'm kidding. Anyway, as we were saying, as far as the picks go, Jay with 9 right, 4 wrong. That for week 1, when no one has any idea against the spread, that's very impressive.
Yeah, you guys are 6 and 7. Drape's got the Eagles, the Bears, Saints, Vikings, Chargers, and Lions right. Whitey, you got the Eagles, Chi-Town, of course, the Colts, who covered was fantastic, the Saints, Tampa, and the Lions. And I got the Eagles, Pittsburgh, Chi-Town, the Saints, the Vikings, Chargers, Cowboys, Tampa, and Lions right. And I was the only one this week so far to get the upset. Drapes, you did not have a lock this week. You didn't give us one. I had the Dolphins. They were at 3.5. They won by 3. So I did not pick that up. And Whitey, you had the Bengals as your lock. As we see, they took that.
You should lose points for that, right?
Do we get so with the upsets? Do we get 2 points on that? Or we just get 1 point?
Right?
Yeah, you get it right. Do you get 2 points?
Sure.
All right.
And conversely, with the lock, you get
can't
2
do that
points
now because it wasn't made clear when we were doing it.
I'm just.
You didn't have a lock, did you?
No, I was smart. I decided not to take one.
Everybody had to have a lock.
We're developing, trying to figure this out as we go. How about
So
that?
right now, I mean, do you guys want to, as I look up and see Adam Schefter talking about the same thing that Matt Mayoko just gave us, would you like to sleep on, so to say, over the break and figure out your pick? Or are you guys ready to go with your pick?
I'm picking the 49ers.
So
is it going to be 4? We're not
four.
Well, the line now is 3.5.
Is it?
Yeah.
It moved already. It's 3.5.
I'm still.
Well, then I'm going to wait because it might move. During the break. But I'm taking
the Niners as well.
49ers.
I'm taking the Jets.
Whoa.
I'm going New York Football Jets.
Yeah.
Give me the points.
3.5 or 4.
No, I'm taking a 4, bro.
Okay. So prior to this segment,
I want more points.
It's 3.5.
No, but it was 4 when you started the segment.
It was 3.5 when you made your pick.
Hold on, let me refresh. It might have went back to 4.
Got down to 3.
Let me refresh here.
If you win, then I would end up bottom man.
Yes.
And if I win, it's a push.
All right, I'll take 3.5.
Yeah,
I'll take the 3.5.
All right. Congratulations, Jay. Yeah, stunning news. Christian McCaffrey not playing tonight. What does that mean? And now Aaron Rodgers' toughest test this season, speaking of Achilles injuries, it's going to come early. Details next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
High Voltage live boxing action returns to Northern California Saturday, September 21st at the venue at Thunder Valley with Thunder Showdown featuring the undefeated 12th ranked welterweight in the world, Amari Jones, plus Alan Sanchez versus Sal Briseno, and 8 more exciting undercard fights with Maribel Guerrero, Blake McKernan, Gabriel Garcia, Anthony Hernandez, Ruben Torres, Alexander Espinoza, and more. Don't miss the Thunder Showdown September 21st at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Plate card subject to change.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
This hour's breaking news, not good news for 49er fans. Christian McCaffrey has been ruled out tonight. He's inactive with what's being called a calf injury. Remember, last week, Kyle Shanahan said, well, there's some Achilles involvement too with the calf, but the Achilles is not a new injury because it's always been part of the calf injury. So this is another discouraging note in this 49ers. Technically, it's still the offseason. Christian McCaffrey's not a go week 1.
Yeah, just when you thought they were whole, they were ready to go, everything, you get Aiyuk, you got Trent, the good vibes are back, team's ready to play, going against Aaron Rodgers. This is a gut punch. No doubt about it. This is their leader. This is their, two-way weapon, running the ball and receiving the ball. And, when I dive into the numbers from last year, Whitey, the Jets were a middle to bottom of the pack rush defense last season. So the advantage you had going into this game was with CMC. The Jets were top 3 in pass defense. So now, do you have to rely more on Brock Purdy against this vaunted Jets pass defense? That's the question.
Angel Isaiah Jr. asks on the chat, is this considered the Madden curse for McCaffrey? Curtis Hicks, with the news of CMC being out tonight, it makes you wonder if the Niners knew they wouldn't have his services for possibly the first couple of games. That's why Aiyuk got his deal done.
Okay.
Compio says if the Niners knew he wouldn't play but didn't announce it until game time, isn't it against league rules?
Well, I mean,
I think they probably were hoping he'd be able to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if something more comes out, the league takes a look at it. I mean, usually questionable is what, 75% that you're going to go?
No, it's
50-50. Yeah, 50-50. 50-50.
Yeah.
And so I think they're okay.
They covered themselves.
Yeah, like you said, there's no more probable. And doubtful is what, 25%.
Right.
Like you're going to play. And so I think they covered themselves, but this is shocking. Like, I don't think anybody, even the way, Matt Mayoko tweeted it out, like he put it out quickly. I think the sense of urgency, you could feel it in the tweets that are coming out. Everybody's shocked by this.
Mm-hmm. McCaffrey was limited in every practice last week with the calf and Achilles injuries. But Friday, he said, it's not a concern with me. He said there was no doubt in his mind he would be playing against the Jets. And you could read that two ways. On the one hand, they knew all along this was bad. And they were kind of playing the covert game. But I think he was just trying to, through the power of positive thinking, say, I'm playing. As far as I'm concerned, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Until it came to the point where they said, you're not playing.
Yeah, exactly. And
JP Mason time.
I guess. I guess. But here's the thing about it. CMC, he's one of the most dangerous weapons in all of football.
No question.
JP Mason, you got to step up now. Now's your time. And a lot of people are high on this kid. A lot of people, like what they saw from him during preseason. But the thing about CMC that is different than other backs, you can't just bring him down. The first hit usually doesn't bring him down. Like, this guy is punishing the way he runs. He runs hard. He's a different back than JP Mason. And like I said earlier, the Jets' run defense was not good last year. Usually that's something you could take advantage. Now you got your backup running back. It's going to be tough tonight.
It does appear that it's not something that took the 49ers completely by surprise. So I'm wondering if we might see Debo, in more of the wide back role. We might see him involved in more running plays if they had an inkling that CMC might not go.
Yeah, it would be interesting. That's something to watch, right? Like the play calling. Where does Debo line up? His usage probably goes up as well, I would imagine.
Aiyuk's would go up, but can it? This is not an ideal situation.
All right, I was about to say, I'm glad you said that. I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news and Debbie Downer and everything like that.
Like you said, every time it looks like, okay, they got everything in order now. Whoops. No, they don't.
And you're playing against a decent team. Not saying the Jets are Super Bowl contenders, but they got a top defense, one of the better defenses in the league. You got a quarterback that doesn't turn it over. And so you're going to have to match the Jets, I think, tonight.
Mm-hmm.
24 minimum. I think it's going to be a 27-24 kind of game. Can your offense match that with Aiyuk sort of limited in his snap count, with no CMC? The offense it might have to be a heavy George Kittle game too.
Yeah.
Kittle might have to factor into this.
The good news is that Jay, who's on fire with his picks this week, is still going with the 49ers tonight.
Going with the Niners, Jay? 3.5.
Of course, double digits, bro. Nobody's running from this.
Still
you guys are
digits?
panicked over there. I don't know what you guys
CMC?
are panicking. Y'all sound like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp and stuff in the morning. Man, the 49ers have a 10 times better roster than the Jets. Go out and prove
10
that.
times?
Yeah, man.
JC,
They're
that's the
talking
problem.
about this dude is. I should be playing for the Jets. Me and Aaron Rodgers are the same age.
Nah, Jay. See, you're letting your emotions cloud your judgment.
No, I think you guys are. I'm pretty level-headed over here. I'm not panicking.
How you feel about the
McCaffrey's
CMC news? Dude, this is devastating, bro. Let's
keep
it real.
Debo go back there. Aiyuk go back there. Juwan, Kittle. Like, you guys got to step up, man. If one player is that detrimental to the fact of you supposed to win versus now, oh my God, we barely might sneak this out. The quarterback is 41 coming off an Achilles tear. Go get him.
And he doesn't have the worst Achilles in the game now. Now it's your running back does.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers, to Jay's point, will become the 22nd quarterback in the Super Bowl era. That's since 1966 to attempt a regular season pass after his 40th birthday. Of that group, 5 started at least 10 games as quadragenarians. Tom Brady, Warren Moon, Vinny Testaverde, Drew Brees, and Brett Favre. The others were just hanging on. Of the 5, only Brady and Brees had winning records in their age 41 season. And that's what Rodgers, he's going to be 41 December 2nd. That's what he's attempting to do. The toughest part about it, the Jets have 3 games in 10 days.
Yeah, coming off an Achilles.
They're Caitlin Clarking Aaron Rodgers.
Right off the jump, right?
2 games early in the year.
3 games in 10 days.
And what did Caitlin start Drapes? 1-8, 1-7?
Yeah, 1-8, I think it was. Yeah. So what they got tonight, Sunday and Thursday, huh?
I think so.
Jeez. Yeah. No, I think this changes this game tremendously, to be honest with you fellas. Let's talk about it. Who's the best player offensively on the Niners?
Deebo Samuel.
Come on, Jay. You're tripping.
You talking about with CMC?
Right
you
now?
talking about tonight?
Yeah, and I'm talking just in general.
Oh, it's Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Yeah,
and so that'd be like the Jets losing their best offense. Like, this hamstrings you. If I'm the Jets, no offense to JP Mason, man, I ain't worried about that dude.
You shouldn't be.
But you have to look at, there's a reason why they're having this financial crunch, because they got a lot of guys who are making a lot of money because they've earned it, because they're at or near the top at their respective positions. And McCaffrey's not the only one who's at or near the top in his respective position on that offense. So that's why you're paying these guys. It's not like, well, you have no options now. You just have to throw it up in the air and hope.
Yeah. Drake, so what do you say, Kyle Draper, pregame, the mic is getting ready to go hot. De'Aaron Fox is out. And they're playing, I don't know, they're playing the Brooklyn Nets.
Hold up.
That's probably not a fair comparison.
I know. Are you comparing the Jets to the Brooklyn Nets?
The Jets. What do you guys think the Jets are going to do this year?
They're a very good defense.
Oh, man, y'all need to stop it.
Jay, that's disrespectful.
They were a good defense last year.
Yeah, y'all need to stop it. Y'all drinking Aaron Rodgers juice. You guys are drinking. First of all, their defensive end they've had some issues. They've had some problems. I'm not scared of Garrett Wilson. I'm not scared of guys that like you. I think you guys are giving the Jets. So you think the Jets are going to make the playoffs, both of you guys? That's pretty much what you're saying.
No, I think they're a decent team. I'm saying they
go 500.
Yeah, I think so. I think they win 7 last year.
Yeah.
17 games, but
yeah, they can't go 500.
But you know what I mean. They're going to go 500, 9-8.
9-8,
9.
Yeah, right around there.
Okay.
Yeah, I got them for 9 wins. I think they won 7 last year without a quarterback, Jay.
They'll beat up on the Patriots twice, so they'll go 2 of your 9.
I don't know how good Aaron Rodgers is.
I gotta. Yeah,
if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I don't like.
He doesn't play the 49ers well at all, though. He's too stagnant. Doesn't move. The problem with Aaron Rodgers is he's not as sharp as I would imagine that he was 6 years ago, and he doesn't move.
Yeah.
Moving quarterbacks give 49ers problems. Stagnant quarterbacks do not give 49ers problems.
Jay, I still picked him. I'm with you. I mean, I know you say I'm panicking. It wasn't a panic pick.
No, here's the thing, though, dude. CMC is the best player on the team, Jay. And I know you're a Niners fan and you're confident in your squad, but there's a reason why it was 4 with the Niners fully healthy. Like, they expected.
It's week 1.
Vegas expected a close game.
This is week 1.
Now you take out CMC, and that line, I'm sure, is shifting big time now.
Well, you know how it is, and you know this. It's not what Vegas expects. It's what Vegas thinks everyone expects. They're just basing it on how everyone else sees the game. To me, the McCaffrey thing, yeah, it's not good for tonight, but it's more alarming in terms of their whole season. Like we said, Christian McCaffrey is at the very core of their Super Bowl hopes. Week 1 after the offseason, he didn't play in the preseason, and he can't go in week 1? That's discouraging.
You're right
tonight,
about that.
You can win tonight, but what about how long are you going to be without him now? When can he play? If he rested all off season, and Jay made a good point during the break, he said maybe he tweaked it working out. But if he's coming off the whole off season and can't go week 1, how's it going to get better over the next few months? Why would you assume it is? I don't know. That's the scary thing more than, hey, they're going to be without him tonight.
Yeah, that's true. And he's been chilling, basically, limited at practice, like you said. And if it's still not right, how many more weeks is he going to miss? And here's the thing, too. Sure, maybe he's out 2 or 3 weeks. The NFC is tough, fellas. This could be the difference between home field and not. Let's call it what it is. You know what I mean? You get off to a 1-2 start or something. Now you got to play catch up. And so, just because it's early in the season, games in September are important also. And so I think the Lions are going to be there, my Eagles, obviously. And so it's just not the way you want to start a season off.
Compio says the 49ers will be okay today. Debo is playing.
Man, you guys are just blinded. My God.
Debo is probably going to have to assume a lot of that slack, pick up
a
lot of that. Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, was that ideal for the Niners?
It's not ideal, but what are you going to do? He's not playing. So you do have a very unique talent who's also available to
I mean, it's not ideal for a month and a half, Drapes, but one night. Opening night, you're fresh. The body's feeling fantastic. Frank Gore's got the gold.
That's right.
The gold coat.
I might need Frank Gore to come out of retirement.
Tricky Ricky P's birthday today, baby. You guys are tripping, man.
All right. Hey, I'm taking the Jets tonight.
Amnesty.
All right.
We'll give you a chance at amnesty. If you want, no questions asked, you can change your pick.
Hell no. I was on the fence before. Now the CMC news.
It's all right.
I'm all in on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Last chance.
I'll let you come over to my side. And here's the thing. I love doing this with you guys on the Niners game because you guys are like fantasy football. You always, the local team, people always draft their players first. Oh, let me draft George Kittle second round. Let me draft Debo first round. Brock Purdy, the number 1 overall pick. You guys are clouded by your red and gold or whatever the hell their colors are.
They lost the Super Bowl in overtime last year. You make it sound like they're
but they're without CMC.
7 games.
They're without CMC, fellas.
Today,
look at the numbers prior to CMC versus after CMC. It's a stark difference.
Made Super Bowl
the
ride.
Offensive player of the year you're missing out on.
I agree. I think it's a big deal moving forward. Absolutely. I think, like you said, Drapes, if Debo has to flash, the Swiss Army knife like we saw Debo, what would it be, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And where he got hurt, that type of Debo for 6-7 weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
We got a problem. We definitely got a problem.
Yeah. JP Mason is going to gash the marshmallow soft run defense of the New York Jets.
This guy. That is Niners under roof.
What's the over-under on how many yards for J.P. Mason tonight?
Ooh, let me
I'll
see.
take the over.
You take it over?
62.5 if that on like 30 carries. He's going to average like 2 yards a carry. They're going to load up on this guy.
Guy's got to be crazy.
J.P. Mason, come on, man.
I say, what you calling? What's your over-under?
On JP?
Yeah.
62.5?
Yeah, I'm going to go 62.5.
Give me the over.
Me too. All in on that. You remember a couple weeks
Easy
ago,
money with you guys.
after the first preseason game, maybe I was talking about J.P. Mason in the backup running back position, and you said nobody cares. It doesn't matter the backup running back position. Look how important it is. Look how important it ended up being.
Where's Elijah Mitchell when you need him? Right? That's the J.P. Mason. You think Robert Saleh and the Jets are like, oh, J.P. Mason, we got to stop him. Come on, man.
They may not be now, but they're gonna be.
Okay, all right. I don't believe you guys are minimizing this.
I have the feeling he's going to run left a lot.
Okay, all right.
No, you're right. You got your left tackle, and they just activated him today. And you got Aiyuk, and you would need some guys. Some of the guys whom you would need to pick up some of that slack, they almost literally just got there. So it's not an ideal situation. But the Jets are not. It's just not the Chiefs you're playing tonight.
I don't know, man. We'll see. The Jets still won 7 games without a quarterback last year.
This is a
like they're a 9 to 10 win team this year.
Mm-hmm. You ever see you go to Home Depot and they got those skeletons?
Yeah,
that's who's at quarterback for the Jets tonight. One of those guys. Only the skeletons are actually a little more mobile.
All right, we may need a side bet just on this game, fellas. As my guy from the 916 says, Niners fan here. So this is an unbiased, accurate Niners fan. This guy is, taking away the emotions, just looking at it as he sees it. Niners are screwed tonight. Shanahan couldn't even beat P.J. Walker in a tough Cleveland defense because Debo was out. He needs the Avengers at full strength just to win. Will you say that?
If that were really a Niner fan, they would put their name on it. That's obviously not a 49er fan. That might even have been you. But see?
Check the number, White.
He said P.J. Walker came in and beat you guys, let alone without
whole different
Debo.
Season, whole different players. We're not even talking about the same D line. Half the guys are gone. That was week 6 or 5, something of that, man. Like, come on, stop all that.
All right. How many weeks of this we got? 17 games. Somebody from the 916. Drapes is cool during basketball season, but football season, he's insufferable. Because I'm the only one that's calling it like I see it. Everybody else, Whitey,
so I'm not calling it like I'm seeing it.
You're minimizing the loss of CMC.
For one
Jay.
game, I said down the road, there is a problem. I'm saying tonight, for whatever reason, you believe Aaron Rodgers' throwback is like, we're about to see 2003 Aaron Rodgers. We're not. Now, if he shows me that, if he comes out, has a great game, then tomorrow I'll come on here and be like, you know what, Drapes? Aaron Rodgers proved me completely wrong. This dude's coming off an Achilles tear. I expect him to be Klay Thompson. He's not coming back to do nothing big. He's not running from this D line in this defense tonight. I apologize.
Okay. Did you hear what he said? He played 4 snaps last year, right?
Yeah.
He said that after the 4th snap this year, he might look at the camera and grin.
Ooh.
Then he said after that, it's all business.
Typical Aaron Rodgers. See?
Yeah. Maybe he said after the 5th snap because that would be 5 snaps.
5 snaps.
I may have a little something for the camera.
Hey, the guy from the 916 put his name on it. My name's Gene Holiday. And I'm driving, so I'm shorthanded, right? Be careful out there, big fella.
That's right.
Be
Thank you,
careful out
Gene.
there.
Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Okay, real quick, Action
Gene Holiday,
Network.
it's actually Draper.
That's
over here on the side. Like,
so if we ever need to call him at the hotel, just hit Gene Holiday. Jordan Mason.
You're terrible. You're terrible.
As of 5 minutes ago, Jordan Mason's rush attempts are now at 12.5 over under. And he has 2.5 receptions over under. And his yards as of right now are 53 and a half.
All right. I'm amending my numbers.
This is according to Action Network is 5 minutes ago.
53 and a half. You guys are easily going the over with that.
So 12.5 rush attempts over under. I'm saying under.
Under?
Over.
You got over?
I would take
Drapes?
over.
But then you got the over on the yards?
Drapes. You got over under. But sorry.
All right. What is it? 12
and a half on rushing attempts.
They're going to be down 14-0. So I got him at 13. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to say
2.5 receptions, over, under.
Under.
Man.
They're not going to throw to him much. By the way, from the 530, Rodgers has more wins against the Niners than any other quarterback, Jay. And if Niners can't run tonight, it's going to be an ugly game.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Read that next one, too. Why don't you, keep it
Drapes, you're a breath of fresh air, Doug.
My guy, Doug. Actually, I see you out there.
Yeah. I think it says you're a breathe of fresh air.
Don't listen to him, Doug. I know what you mean, man.
We're still talking about Aaron Rodgers in 2000 and, 10 and 11. Right, like, we're still talking about that Aaron Rodgers. The last 3 or 4 times the 49ers have faced Aaron Rodgers, they've smacked him around. Mm-hmm. And now we're talking about, again, a man who's coming off Achilles tear. I don't know what Doug sees and what people believe. This man must have, like metal Achilles. This dude's 41 years old.
Oh, the special treatment.
And it's very rare for even healthy quarterbacks, as I had the numbers. Even healthy quarterbacks at that age, it's very rare for them to put up big numbers. And he's coming off a crippling injury. Against a vicious passion.
Who needs to see that
game? That's the key, is, as much as we talk about, well, what are you going to do offensively? If the 49ers pass rush can get to Aaron Rodgers the way it's designed to, that's going to make it so much easier for the offense.
Well,
that's the key to the game.
True, but then I also will submit to you, can they stop Breece Hall? Like, that's, if they could stop the run too. Like, the Jets aren't one-dimensional. It's not on Aaron Rodgers to throw for 400 yards. They got weapons on that team. And so I think that the onus is squarely on the defense now to step up.
You saying the Jets have more weapons than the 49ers?
No, No, I didn't say that at all. Who said that?
I asked
you.
Put him out.
No, of course.
You're making it sound like
I
the
said
49ers.
the Jets have weapons.
Uh-huh.
They do.
The 49ers are still more talented.
I don't know. Not with Garrett Wilson, not with Breece Hall. Like, I think
Are you saying the Jets have more weapons than the 49ers?
I don't know.
I'm more worried about Breece Hall
right
than
now.
Rodgers.
Like, that's what I wasn't saying before. But if you ask me, do the Jets have more weapons than the Niners without CMC?
I got you.
Yes. That's what I wasn't saying earlier, though.
I understand. Yeah. What time did you say, Jay? Pardon me?
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, 25:30. All right.
So shocking news today. Stunning news anyway. Maybe not shocking. Is it terrible news for the 49ers? We'll find out. It casts a shadow on the rest of the season, even if they win tonight. That to me is a troubling thing. They should be able to manage tonight, whether they do or not. The big issue is, what about Christian McCaffrey for the first quarter of the season or beyond?
Yeah, that's the big story going forward.
Mm-hmm.
You can get away with one game. Like, if this is something that lingers and jeopardizes your positioning in the NFC, that's a massive loss.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Now we've got a chance for both teams to make a big statement tonight, right? Obviously, the Jets, you open the season with Aaron Rodgers, you win at Levi's, huge statement. If the 49ers come out, play well without Christian McCaffrey, that's a huge statement.
Huge statement. And if you're the Jets without CMC you're going against, you got to get this win.
Mm-hmm.
You're right about that.
Yep. Good luck to everybody. Enjoy the game. Stick around. We've got 49er football coming up next. 49ers and Jets on the 49er Radio Network next, right here on Sactown Sports.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. With the kids back in school now.